Hello. This should be a lot nicer to listen to. Let me just check that this has the same properties. Oh, it's gonna have opened over here, hasn't it? No, it didn't. Oh. Okay, it definitely does. It definitely does. We're good. So now what I need to do. Hello. Thank you. You can come in. It's okay. There's no one watching.
Are you live?
Yes.
Hi.
Said hi to me. What I need to do is go to OBS. Yeah, my followers. My followers. See ya. Chat. Let's check the other one works. Whoa, I cut myself so much. I might be the worst shaver on the planet. Okay, there's chat. Hey, now it disappears. Sidemen react to pregnancy. We're having a baby. Wow. Let me get myself up. Okay, there's chat. Hey, now it... Okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. LCK. I mean, we're not looking at the LCK. No one's watching yet. For those who aren't watching yet, we are looking at the LCK today. We're going to be watching it.
We're all hoping, and then we can just get a straight-up series. And if they do sub him out, there is always comes to mind. T1 going to be on the blue side.
I'll be 2 seconds.
Off. Blue side has been the side that's been doing the most winning. It also feels like the side that gets the cleanest drafts. Feels like drafts have a lot more of a... Oh, it was Losper, sorry, not Loopy. Losper, not Loopy. Thankfully, we have Chronicler to correct Max when he says the wrong things.
I think getting something wrong about Challenger players.
I know! With 5-letter L starting names. Difficult. Anyway, Nidalee going to be the first ban away from Canyon. This one has been a welcome change in the drafting strategy against them. And Kalista Skana are the obligatory ones on red side. And Bessa taken away from Keen as well.
Yeah, even with a new patch, you know, Skana and Kalista were in touch, still just getting banned. They're super high, like the high, it's not even close when you look at the ban
we saw
stats.
Kalista yesterday and it was broken.
Yeah, it's so strong. So basically, when you're on red side, you're kind of locked into those two bans no matter what. Some note, Varus has been left open, but they're going to look to prioritize that Jace.
Yep.
Unending Despair re-enabled, so tank Jace feeling even better now. Now with the GENG, they could look to prioritize the Varus himself, looking towards the Keen Sante, first and foremost though.
Yep, so Keen Sante going to be considered. Will it just be Kasante Sejuani that we saw find some success yesterday, although DNF didn't
Alright, here we go.
I believe the composition is still relatively strong with such
generally not going to cast draft, so the way the stream's going to work for
the
anyone's
Varus
watching, which
is up and available,
right now,
rule exists, and so he is likely to play it. However, no, it's not going to be Sivir. You don't blind Sivir here, do you?
No, I don't think so. Seems pretty unlikely. Yeah, just lock the Varus in. Obviously, we've seen Smash play things like Ezreal play this Kai'Sa. Immediate Vi comes in, so they're going to punish the immobile AD carry. And then the Victor. Victor was nerfed on this patch. I will say, in the LEC, it's been like 100% prio.
Yep.
They've just been playing it non-stop. We haven't had that same priority, and it's been nerfed a little bit. But still, a lot of team fighting power, especially if you start to get the resets on the ultimate. It can just dominate.
No chat for me.
And,
all right,
you know,
that's okay.
It's been nerfed, but not a massive amount. Generally, it's nerfed quite late into the game as well. So I don't know whether it's really a huge thing to worry about, as Chovy's going to lock in the Yone. That means that Canyon is looking for a AP support here. So Lilia likely to be banned away, Zyra likely to be banned away, and then what does he play? That's going to be the big question here. But still plenty of options, especially for a player.
I can't tell if
yeah, I mean, particularly into a tank chase, and Vi can get quite bulky. If you end up with a full AD composition, gonna struggle a bit. It does depend on the Varus though. You know, if it's on hit Varus, then you can do a little bit more magic damage, but everyone's been playing the poke Varus, and I don't think that's necessarily going to change. You do see them start to target Smash's champion pool. Ezreal going to come out as a ban already.
Yeah, what's the other ban if Ashe and Ezreal are already taken away as well as the Kalista? Is it just you ban Caitlyn or something like that that can match the range of the Varus?
Yeah, I think that's probably the most likely. I mean, guess you could, in theory, ban some like MF, but we're not really big fans of the MF, so...
No.
Maybe just the Caitlyn, I think, makes sense, unless you want to look towards the support role and target some things there, and you're just kind of happy with whatever he picks.
Yeah. They do like playing Zaya as well, as Rakan is going to be banned away carrier. Pretty good at that champion.
Yeah, I think Zaya's rough here because you're outranged by the Varus quite a bit. I mean, it's good into the Yone, but I wouldn't like it. They do ban the Rakan, though.
And it's better.
Carrier had a pretty good game on it before, and obviously provides a lot of engage, especially with the Vi. In fact, you can dash 2 here, then to the target to lay the CC, really powerful. And as you said, Zyra being banned away, I think Lilia makes sense. If you're really trying to shut down those AP options, they do take that away.
Yeah, it was sort of the guaranteed bans to come in, but
obviously
GenG knew this.
I mean, it's the most Genji-looking comp in Genji history, isn't it? You've got Yone Cassante, Keen Sante already. Let me turn this down a little bit just to make sure that I'm not. Keen Sante already is crazy. This is game 1, man. They banned Skarner and they're locking Keen Sante and Bessa banned as well. Respecting Chobi's and Bessa mid, and Fake is playing Victor, so we're looking Victor vi Jace. It was a very T1 topside if, you know, it was last year. But I mean, Doran on Jace, it's not particularly, not inspiring sight. So far as Dura's going to pick up the Elise support here.
So I think it makes sense to come out,
which is pretty insane. I think the Elite supports I've seen, actually HLE played a good game. Delight had a good game of Elite support yesterday. But otherwise, every Elite support that I've seen, which has been exactly one other, was very bad. It was not good. It was shocking. So I'm interested to see how Dura makes it look. I haven't watched enough Dura. That's going to be a Maokai picked up as well. Last pick, Canyon Maokai. And these comps are... I mean, they're just so indicative of what the teams are. Like, GENG is such a stock standard cookie cutter team. They're playing Keen Sante. They got Yone mid. They're pretending it's 2024 still. Maokai jungle. And you got Ruler playing Varus. The only thing that's a little bit spicy is Dora with carrier, you know, a little bit of carrier-esque flair playing least support there. I think just because they want a lane swap on the Jace playing like Cassante versus Jace. You want a lane swap on that usually because you can punish Jace and Cassante's quite hard to punish. So I think that's the idea here for GenG, picking up the Elise to make it a little bit trickier for Doran to stay alive in the side lane at the point where the lane swap happens as the coaches bow to each other, and we're going to get underway with the game here any second. And I'm just going to, hopefully, I think you guys should be able to see the timer no matter what. Like that. Let me make sure. Huh? No camera. What happened to my camera? Also, no Subway Surfers? You can shut your little mouth, buddy. Why did my camera die? It doesn't make sense. Alright. Now you should be able to see game timer. Fixer I dislike. I'm not putting Minecraft or Subway Surfers on the stream, buddy. Also, I'm not going to look at chat, you freak. I'm casting. I'm locked in. Actually, I can pull chat up on my phone. That's a lie. That's a lie from me. That's a lie. Alright, there we go. Chat's up on my phone. Mic is not dead. I put it down. You're lying. I can see it working. Yeah, I can see it here, little loser. All right. So hopping onto the Rift. Hopefully, this is going to be a better series than what I saw yesterday. Because I'm telling you, the first series yesterday, it was hard to stay awake. It was hard to stay. It was like 7 p.m. in the afternoon. I was wanting a midnight nap or a mid-afternoon nap. It's a common thing for me, you know. It's actually not. That's a weird thing to say. I'm going to sip my tea. So nothing's happening in the game so far. 49 seconds in. And it's the battle of the two titans right there. Both these teams 3-1. GenG obviously dropped a series to Bro. It's going to be a small cocoon there. Landed on Duro Smash. Taking a shocker of a trade. A little bit early in the game there. Establishing dominance. Ruler and Duro saying, you better lane swap on us, buddy. You don't want this heat for fighting you in the 2v2. But yeah, GenG dropped a series to Bro. T1, actually, I don't know who they dropped the series. Actually, they dropped it to DK, didn't they? DK is 4-0, I think. And they're going to be playing after this. But right now, we've got T1 GenG on our hands, which usually is the finals of the LCK. But today, we have it in groups, which is nice to see. Now, not a lot riding on this game, other than Pride is going to steal a little Raptor away. And Doran wants this lane swap. He thinks that... I think T1 might have been expecting the lane swap from GenG, which is why Doran didn't start top there. But GENG have decided to stay in normal lanes, and T1 are going to opt into it themselves now, putting the Jace bot versus Elise and Varus. And I think that's a bit of an interesting call. The reason for that is that I think Elise has a very easy time diving Jace. Level 1 Jace is not very tanky. He started the Doran's Blade as well. He's going to get zoned off all the XP here. He stole some from Faker and mid, but all that's done is made Faker's matchup harder. Meanwhile, Keen has been able to free farm XP in the top side, because it's harder for Smash and Carrier to zone Keen off the wave than it will be for Ruler and Duro just to pull off this dive, although Ona has started on the bot side of the map. That's the thing that saved him here. If you look, Ona started with Wolves and then paths straight down, and he's hovering here for the dive. But GENG might try to pull it off anyway. Canyon has Flash, has that W available, and Doran knows he's in trouble. As Faker's taking insane trades in the mid lane. Chovy on 1 HP, but that's not what matters right now, as Doran's going to be forced to back off the tower, and that's how you know he's not Zeus. I'm telling you what, Zeus is staying there. So's Baus. So's the Shy, for that matter, as Keen. This is what I'm talking about. On the other side of the map is not going to be forced to do the same thing. So I think this is why the lane swap is slightly more favorable for GENG than it is T1. Just because in the terms of the solo XP on both of the side laners, and admittedly that's not a big deal, but in terms of the solo XP on both the side laners, Keen is going to be the one coming out on top. Because I think Duro and Ruler, even without Canyon hovering, do have a little bit of dive priority and presence and threat in the 2v1. That cannot be replicated up in top lane by Poppy Kai'Sa versus Cassante. Ona's actually going to be a little bit annoying there. He stole the red buff away from Canyon, and he said hi to him with the Krugs as well. Now T1 going to threaten the dive on the Cassante, and I think this is going to have to work out for them. The reason for that is that on the bot side, they tried to get something done, and GENG got something done onto Doran. And they're getting it done again. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Duro has that dive threat, but they're not able to replicate this on the top side. Keen able to just sit under tower. T1 too scared to try and pull the trigger on that dive. And solo XP is a complete disaster on both the top laners. Tank Jace has 7 CS and Carrier walking into Canyon, but Ona's there to follow up, and I don't think Canyon wants this fight. Using the face rush to try and get away, but the Q is landing from Ona, and the flash is forced. It's first flash of the game, and it's not a good one. Canyon not going to be happy about that. Meanwhile, Doran is getting bullied still. They should play this at schools to remind people of the dangers of cyberbullying, as Doran very soon is going to, be sent into a depression by unending despair first to simulate how he's actually feeling. You might actually see the Jace by unending despair first, though. But yeah, I think it's a bit of a disaster this early game for T1. Unless they can get this dive off, this would be big. First blood onto Smash is a big deal, and that arguably would mitigate a lot of the damage that has been done in terms of the side lane XP, and Ona's going to go for the dive here. Keen does have flash available, still has his W, but there's used. Poppy immediately W's in, the one shot is there. Smash has enough damage just to take him out with the passive, with the ignite, and suddenly Keen has gone down in an iteration that I thought that Cassante would be unkillable. We have to watch that again. Must have been super well played from Carrier, just using his W to stop Cassante from being able to live at all in that situation. He was CC chained, locked up in one shot. Didn't even get to flash. Meanwhile, Doran finally gets to say hi to the wave after a long time just staring at it in the face. Takes a lot of patience to be able to do something like that. So take a look at this play again. I think it's all on Carrier's W. You can W Cassante W. That's not something I knew here. But look, Carrier pops the W, and Cassante tries to dash out of it. I thought you'd be unstoppable, so it wouldn't knock you up, but Poppy W does get triggered there. And then Keen's full locked up. Can't do anything. Gets one shot. And like I was alluding to, it is Smash who gets first blood, but now he takes stock of the situation. How good is that first blood realistically? Because what you're looking at is 172 gold lead on the ADC now. Cool, all right? Rule is down 1 refillable pot, right? Okay, not the worst. But in top, look at that XP. Keen is about to hit all-out timing. He's about to be level 6. Doran is not going to be level 6 until 8 minutes in the game. Which means that in the 1v1, this top is almost unplayable for Doran. Because the second that Cassante gets the wave pushing towards him, which is what's happening right now, Cassante's going to have that wave pushing towards him. He's going to be up 2 levels. He's also being weak-sided, Doran. Canyon on the top side of the map. Cassante's going to be level 6 with the wave close to his tower. He's actually looking for an all-in timer. I don't know if you saw on the top side there. Cassante engaged the second he hit level 6. Doran played it well, though. Stayed alive. But if that wave pushes towards Keen, then Doran's going to be in big trouble. I think even acquiring any minions at all, going to be a bit of a stretch. It's Ruler now 1v2 on the bot side, but I don't think that T1 know that. Otherwise, they would be calling for the dive. Instead, they're going to opt for the Drake, and the Cloud Drake is going to go down. Owner, the one to claim it. Carry is hovering, and Scuttle's next on the agenda. Canyon not actually going to trade that much back on the top side. Could be an admission that T1 are a bit stronger right now. Have mid priority, have bot priority, so they don't want to fighting the drag. This top lane is actually shockingly playable. Doran's doing a very good job here, despite the fact he's down so much XP. Ooh, Chains of Corruption. Lands onto Smash. Instantly cleanse, but the Cocoon, no cleanse on Carrier. And now he's going to go down. Flashes away, but the Ignite is going to tick on him. Repel from Duro is perfect, but the cease and desist there to follow up. Duro now next in line to fall. They would really like this kill, T1, and Smash wants it really, really badly. Has Flash over the wall. He needs it to get out of that situation because there's an angry tree. And this tree wants more. Has the W soon, so Owner has to flash over the wall as well. And 3 flashes traded for T1 for 1 kill. But it's a 1-for-1 in the end as well. Gotta be happy with that play, GENG. All out was used in the top side. So at the same time as an all-in bot lane, Keen tried his. Forced out Doran's flash if you look. So there are 4 flashless people on T1. And Grubs is spawning soon. Take a look at this again. It's a level 6 timer from Ruler. Walks up with the last hitting of the minion at the same time. Uses the Chain of Corruption. Forces out Smash's Cleanse and then at least lands a Cocoon on Carrier. A beautiful repel to dodge the Vicube, the cease and desist. Can't dodge that. Smash with a bit of an insane ult over the wall as well. That is psychopathic. That's some Jackie Love-esque gameplay. Using the IG Kai'Sa, so the rumor has it that anyone who uses IG Kai'Sa is in fact possessed by Jackie Love. A ghost of a demon's past or something like that. There's Faker and Chovy juking it out as they have hundreds of times before. Just whacking each other, but mostly whacking the minions. Both of these guys barely missed any CS. I'm actually shocked because I think this matchup is really hard for Chovy. Although, actually, the sentence, I'm shocked that Chovy's CSing should not be allowed. You shouldn't say that. That's just implied. When Chovy's playing the game, he's going to CS well. It's just how it goes. This Cocoon's going to miss, and Dora's going to get punished immediately. Face put in the wall. Curb stomped in the river. Curb stomping in this game does less damage than it does IRL. Little known fact. And GENG have a lot of summoner spells. That's the big thing I'm looking at. They did use that to claim the grubs. So 3 grubs went over to GENG. That's the advantage they get from getting the flashes in the bot lane, flash in top lane. But it's going to be on Canyon to make something happen with this little window right now that GENG have tempo over T1. In terms of scaling, I think GENG do have... There's actually a FAQ about why Gamushi was subbed. Okay, never mind. Boring. Yeah, I think GENG have the outscale here. So T1, they're in a bit of trouble. Because right now they don't have tempo on the map just because Canyon's threat is so vast when there's no summoner spells on anyone. So they can't really make any plays. But they are going to get outscaled if they do nothing in this game. So they really need to make something happen somewhere on the map. But GENG just not budging. Not giving anything. Mid-shove is half and half. Neither team really has priority in that lane. Somehow, Chovy matching Faker. And this is what I'm talking about. Owner now looking for a play on bot side. Needs to make something happen. He understands that. But GENG too good. They're going to rotate top. Grub spawning in 16 seconds. They're not there for Owner. And now T1 going to reset, but they're a bit late here if they want to fight the Grubs. Grub's going to spawn in 9 seconds. Smashing Carrier. Belly going to be out of base at that time. Chovy doesn't have TP for the fight, so the one saving grace for T1 is that Faker can walk and Chovy can't. Should they choose to fight this? And looks like they might be. As Owner gets hit in the face by Cocoon. Maokai can follow up if he wants to. If he chooses not to, doesn't know where the rest of T1 is. It's Doran prodding in, seeing that Grubs have just been started, and Faker not going to be there to save them this time. He's gone bot. T1 going to have to give out 6 Grubs over to GENG here. Versus a Yone as well, so that is scary. 6 Grubs is not something you want to give to high attack speed split pushers. Somehow top is salvaged by Doran, by the way. I'm very impressed. This is the most impressive thing for me, is that Doran is not down too much fun. He was down 2 levels. He was level 4 when Cassante was level 6, and he's even CS, essentially, if you discount what happened level 1 and the lane swap. He's almost same level, and he almost has pressure on the Cassante there. So Doran is playing exceptionally well this game. I think that's something that can't go understated. 0-0-0 on the Jace, but it's a lot hard. It's very hard to do that. Smash is 2-0, though. But the gold lead isn't even that large. He only has 4.5k, and Ruler's sitting on 4.4s. 665 gold in inventory, but... Despite the fact that the Smash is 2-0, it doesn't matter because Ruler's just CSing that much better. There's so much more pressure on the side of The GENG bot lane is Chovy taking a good trade on Faker there, except Faker just calmly sidesteps every single Q Chovy throws his way. Q3 from Chovy, should he choose to re-engage this? And it looks like he wants to, but the W is kited out by Faker. No damage done. 2 Faker and half of Chovy's HP taken away. You won. Fairly poor trade there as the Q from Ona into a cease and desist. They want Duro, but the repel is a bit too hard to kill, I think. Unless they're going to just ult the other AD carry away with the Poppy and then isolate the guy. That works, I guess. And down he goes. That's a nice proactive play there for T1. They do use Viol, okay, but they get something done. It's not going to lead into a Drake because the person they killed is Duro, right? So they want Ruler there instead of the level 5 Spider. But if you can squash a bug, you always should squash a bug. That's the Australian wisdom. It's now mid-priority. Should be firmly in the hands of Ruler. I think the Varus, higher level, holding on to both summoner spells. Going to be hard for Kai'Sa to contest into that. As now Drake is Genji's reward for what? I'm not sure, but they can just get it. 2,000 HP left, and Canyon is cleaning up the jungle this game. He's down farm, but in terms of objective, he's got a Drake, he's got 6 grubs, and that's all you want from a tank jungler versus a Vi as well. Ona has been proactive. He's gotten all 3 kills secured for his team, but it's arguable that it's not enough. Only a 300 gold lead for T1, but they're going to get outscaled if they do nothing in this game. Like I keep saying, it's going to be troubling. There's the Fate Seal from Chovy straight into Faker's W, who again with the sidesteps is looking too hard to kill this game. Bit disrespectful from Chovy, assuming that Faker's going to get hit by your ult. No chance. 100 times out of 100 he dodges that. Wave going to go over to Faker. 129 farm. He's actually down CS to Chovy. His battle be down like a solid 10 farm, which is, that's very impressive. Like, as much as I'm talking about how Doran's been impressing me, Yone versus Victor is really hard. That's hard. That's another tough matchup. And Chovy's making it look like child's play. He's up a level. He's farming Faker under tower there. And despite the fact that trades have all been Faker favored, it's what you'd expect. It's just that Chovy hasn't lost anything. He's not lost anything. As we see, there's that cease and desist. They target Duro. I thought he's going to get out there with the repel, but I'm not quite sure how the repel works. I guess Elise can't target her teammates with it. I thought she was just going to go onto Ruler and she'd be fine, but potentially the Poppy ult to isolate her was what led to Duro's downfall. As now he might be the target yet again, should Ona Q this wall. Carrier is there to follow up, but Duro going to walk the right way. If he walked down the river there, he was going to walk into death. But he understands the danger he's in. He's just going to walk out. 3-1 now. Let me just check everything is okay. Ideally, both. Let's go on Subway Surfers. There's the Maokai root core using the top lane, but Dora's just going to get killed yet again. It's the exact same play from T1. They keep catching out the Spider and squashing it against the wall, but Faker is the prize for GENG. They get the kill in bot. But, sorry, T1 gets the kill on the bot side of the red side jungle, but they're going to lose a kill top. You've got to say that's worth the GENG. Faker going down. Definitely worth the trauma you're causing Duro this game. Person who got the kill was Maokai, who's built Unending Despair first. So, not ideal where the gold is gone. Still a 600 gold lead sitting on Ona. But GENG now find themselves at a gold lead. 15 minutes in the game, and you got to say it's looking tough for T1. Herald going to spawn, but how do you fight it? Bork, 500 gold lead on Chovy in mid. Take a look at this play again. Just catching out Duro. Trying to walk through the jungle there. It's flash used as well from Carrier. They get the pick, but nothing from it. And Faker, punished on the top side of the map. Used the Maokai ult for it. Yep. Twisted advance there. Snags his feet. And it's TP from Chovy to secure the kill. T1 not quite in time. Does Faker flash? He does. And Q flash from Chovy to finish the kill is what he wanted. But in fact, the Maokai was enough. Herald going to be started up by Carrier. Just for a little bit of fun. Not sure what else you meant to do as a support. It's now Chovy. Wants this control ward. Welcome to the LCK. Here we fight over those. Yes, they do that everywhere. Now mid-prior. Again, Ruler just firmly in control here. Despite the fact there is now a 700 gold lead on Smash, who has a lot on his shoulders this game. 4-0 on Kai'Sa. 147 CS at 16 minutes. Ruler farming at 11 per minute, though, and he's still not able to keep up with the gold just because of how much T1 have invested into their new ADC. And if there wasn't pressure on him already as the replacement for Gumayusi, there's pressure this game. Versus your age-old rivals, GENG. You are the only hope at T1. Faker, not going to be able to save you this game. No presence in the top lane either. Doran is not the guy you want. He's playing tank Jace. It's all on you. You got Owner backing you up. You got Carrier, but the team fight's going to have to be individual brilliance and smash. He's going to have to show us just what he's made of this game. Whether or not he is going to be like Elk, like Viper, like Ruler. Or if he's just going to fall off. It's a pressure cooker environment. Some people break. Bot tower, finally going to get taken out by GENG. They've been working on that for the whole game. And there's their reward for diligence. The Fate Shield is going to go through. And Dura's caught out yet again. It's another cease and desist on top of his head that squashes the bug. And there's a flash forward from Canyon. Going to find Smash. But he ults over the wall and flashes as well. So he's out. Keen's CP is not useful here, as the fight dissipates before it even lands. The upshot there for GENG is that Smash lost his flash. Great engage from Canyon. Flash to the ADC. Something you'll take every single time. Ruler sitting on both his summoner spells with a big dumb grin on his face because he's not in JDG anymore. This is GENG. And you got 4 teammates around them who will carry you. Faker going to be in a bit of trouble yet again. But this time it's all Chovy. He's in the 1v1. He's going to win it. That's a great poppy ult. The flash from Keen is too good though. And there's the all out. The whole team from T1 is actually rocked up to save Faker. Reminiscent of the World Finals here as Faker's going to get out on 2 HP. And Keen's going to overextend and die. That's going to give over top tower. 0-2 now on the Cassante. I really thought once that all out was going through, it was going to get the kill as Chovy somehow has found Owner. Flashes anyway, despite the fact he was going to die to that Soul Unbound recast. Now top tower for T1 still should be able to be secured. Shouldn't be too difficult. And that's a nice little pickup. Although, again, they lost Herald. Now they're going to lose Drake. So, in terms of objectives, they're getting rolled. They're going to run around the map and getting absolutely stomped. Everything you can lose, T1 is losing. The fights are okay, though. And that's a big deal. It's Chovy. Oh, Fate Seal was close. That's a great cease and desist from Owner. Second, Duro flashes forward. He was trying to get him over the wall, but Duro instead flashes into his fist as Canyon finding the angle on Smash is a huge deal for the context of the game there. So now we watch Chovy playing this trade there. Gets the Q2 stacked up on the wave. Lands it on Faker. And now with the Bork, it's too hard to outplay this as Faker. Even dodges a Q, but realistically, you should die here. If Keen flashes the wall, he misses his W. And he misses his Q, Keen. Oh, that's pretty rough. Very, very close to getting that kill. 1-for-1 is pretty worth there in that situation, just because it probably means that you don't lose this top tower here. Oh no, you would anyway. But then Owner gets a little bit too aggressive. Punished by the Bork. And it's dead eyes on the face of Canyon. Smash taking the red buff up. Atacon spawning in 5 seconds here. And that is going to be game deciding. T1, technically, if you're just looking at kills, they're up in the game. But I think this game is significantly harder for them than it is for GENG. GENG have a very clear win condition, which is if this game goes to 40 minutes, we will win team fights. T1's win condition is a lot harder than that. Because they can win team fights, right? It's possible. But the execution element of it is... It's really hard with their comp. Much easier with GENG. All you have to do is peel for Ruler. Or Dura has a hard job, yeah. But Canyon's job's really easy. Keen's job's really easy. Chovy has a tough job as well. But every single member on T1, so much work they have to put in to do half the value that Keen's going to do by just existing in the fight. Doran, maybe the only one, has a slightly easier task as Chovy with significant top priority. T1 losing on top and bot now. And that's a sign of a tough game. Both the side lanes tricky to play. Cassante beating the Jace. Yon beating the Victor. And as Atacon spawns, if you're losing priority in the side waves, that's when the game can start to spiral out of control quite quickly. Mid-prior, though, because of the gold lead on Smash, is favoring T1, and that's a big deal. Should GENG turn that around, though? One pick on Smash and the game is suddenly very hard. Ruler. Able to secure mid-prior off the reset of Smash there and bot prior as well. So it could be a rotation into Atacon here should GENG choose it. They have a window right now. The question is, do they want the fight, though? Do they think they can win it? Now with bot prior, now with mid prior. This would be when they started if they want the fight. Clearing the vision first, though. Diligent from Canyon. It looks like they are going to do it. GENG Gambling a little bit here. Never mind. Sorry, Canyon wanted to do it. The rest of Gen G did not. 2 controllers in the river. Carrier caught out, and this might be the Herald of Atacon. If Carrier dies, his flash is forced. That's annoying, though. Losing flash on Poppy before a fight. Very hard to find an engage without jump scaring people on Poppy. Not playing Hex Flash either. You can see that. So, now Carrier's job is very hard. If there is anyone to do it, it is going to be Carrier. He knows what he's doing. This time, Gen G start up Atacon. Chovy finds an angle on Doran, but he's going to get one tapped immediately. Cease and desist to hold him in place as the damage comes through from Faker. Stay right there, buddy. My Victor will zap you in the noggin. And down you go. TP from Keen. All the way from topside now to save the play somewhat. Trying to stop T1 from taking Atacon off the back of an insane play from Ona. Just locking Chovy down in place. Punishing that overextension there. Gen G want the fight though still. They think they're strong enough, and I actually am inclined to agree. As the twisted advance, gonna snag onto Faker. Keen wants the follow, but he's sent back to the fountain by Carrier, and now the turn is on Canyon. Ona, does he have enough damage? No, he doesn't, but Doran hits a QE on absolutely everyone. Gen G getting destroyed in the backline there. The whole fight gone to pieces off the back of one single Jace QE. Faker, full HP, flashes forward, takes out Canyon, and now Keen under the tier 1 tower, but is gonna die as well. Smash, the victor of it all. Able to stay alive, pumping full DPS the entire time. 100% uptime, 7-0 on the Kai'Sa. Chovy TPs to find corpses littering the bot lane. His whole team gone down. And now Atacon as well, T1. Making a statement in that team fight. Gen G thought they had it. I thought they did too. The twisted advance looked great. But T1 reminding them, without Chovy, they are nothing. You might have Ruler. This is Faker's Rift. Nope. Never mind. Smash going to die. Smash is going to die. There he goes. And oh, Carrier's going to die as well. Oh my goodness. Chovy has just pulled off something. Luckily, it is Voracious Atacon, so all that happened was Chovy got 200 gold there, and Smash got a little tap on the wrist saying, hello, go back to base. Quick reset, as you say. So take a look at this team fight yet again. Really, it is just this overextension from Chovy right off the start of it. He lost Atacon for his team. It's as simple as that. Vi picks up the kill, yeah. That was the TP from Cassante, and they think they want this fight. Looking at the health bars of T1, looking at the fact that Smash is on the mid wave. They're trying to play it, but watch how much damage this Jace does to everyone. This is insane. He's tanked Jace, right? Oh, never mind. Don't get to see it because there's going to be a Hex Gate in the backline there. T1 trying to fight this Drake. Don't want the third Drake to go over to Gen G here. And another fight might break out here as the E from Faker is good. Doran wants Ruler. He's going to find a lot of damage on him. The cease and desist is going to fall up. Down he goes. A massive Victor ult in the backline as well. Chovy's flash is forced, but Smash not going to let him escape as he goes down too. Keen just going to get kited out and killed in Smash. I was asking him to stand up. I was asking him to show us what he can do, and he's doing exactly that. He's saying, hello, TweeTV, I'm playing this for you. You told me to play well, so I'm doing that. And he's, man, is he showing up. Canyon, the only member left. Gen G just falling apart in the fights. How do you do this? How do you play? T1 just cleave you. They just destroy you in these team fights. There's a smite, though. And that's a mental damage. A little bit of mental damage. I always tell you, you can't itemize against mental damage. You can buy resistances for physical, buy resistances for magic. When it comes to smiting away someone's scuttle crab, that stays with someone. That haunts a person. Now Baron going to go over to T1. Faker going to take bot tier 1 at the same time. T1 now ripping Gen G to shreds. Everything that Gen G wanted being stolen from them as Carrier boots him back to the fountain again, reminiscent of last fight. Except it was Keen on the receiving end of that. Ooh. Ruler thinks he's Gumayushi, but he's not. And down goes Baron. 15-3 now. The gold lead, 6k. But you want to know something? Is that this game isn't over till it's over. That's the number one thing is. We're going to watch this fight again, and that'll get to my point. Faker's damage is huge there. It's a great E to land it, to start off the fight, but it's really the engage from Carrier and Doran. Finding Ruler, followed up by the cease and desist. Faker who picks it up. Of course, fighting with Voracious Atacon is exactly what you want to do there. Watch Smash in this fight. I mean, he plays this so well. He doesn't even have the Voracious Atacon. Going on Chovy is crazy. And then being able to kite out Keen here properly, he uses his flash to dodge the Q. And it's just too much damage, isn't it? Really well played there. Keen stands up in the fight. Takes out the two main carries. Uh-oh. Nothing going to come of that on the bot wave. Now Gromp going to be secured. T1. They want everything. But how do they use this Baron? This is what I'm saying. This game isn't over till it's over, particularly when you're playing against Gen G. They're playing a team comp that scales, and this roster knows how to fight. They know how to scrap. So if this game goes long, if T1 don't manage to end this soon, could get a bit messier than it appears to be right now. I've seen bigger gold leads thrown against worse teams by T1. They're going to translate their lead into mid here, and Chovy's the target. Cease and desist is used, but Chovy just solo unbounds it. He buffers it. He says, nah, I'm going to go back. See ya. Now the Twisted Advance, trying to punish T1. Maybe GenG think they've overstepped here, but it's blocked by Ona. Immediately Mikhails. That's a nice little combo. Fate Sealed, going to land on Carrier, and Maokai, bang! Slams his fist into the ground, and Carrier with it. Keen. Overextended though, and Smash is doing so much damage here. He's just full uptime. They can't do anything, GenG, against this ADC. He's full HP. Chovy has an angle on Ona, but Smash is in the backline at the same time. The second you give this guy an inch, he takes everything. He takes absolutely everything. He kills everyone on GenG. They're all down. Duo, the only person left. Chovy running back to Fountain. Both of them with the fear of God in their faces. Smash is 11-0 on Kaiser, and he's looking like he's unkillable. There's the Hex Gate away from Faker. I was talking about mental damage before. That's a brain destroyer. When the enemy takes your Hex Gate. Take a look at this fight yet again. Smash. Just keep your eyes locked on him. There's interesting stuff going down on the bottom side, but everything Smash does is good. So, sure, okay, carry out one shot. Bang. But then he just has full uptime Smash. He's just clicking people. Clicks on Keen, does some damage, and then watch his ult here. Watch this. He's 1v3 when he ults. Sure, we find some damage on Ruler, flash from Doran, and then he just goes in the backline, kills Ruler and Zonius. Actually, it wasn't Smash. It was just the rest of T1. I thought Smash was doing insane there, and he did a good job, but most of the damage was other people. He just finished the kills. I overestimated how much he did. I think it really might have been Faker. 0-1 on Victor, now 5-1. It's a whole of T1. Cleaning through GenG. And this is not the story you often expect. Like, domestically, T1, their own, like, GenG is T1's dad. T1 can never win a game against GenG domestically, but this is not just a win. This is very, very, this is convincing from T1. This is not a scam. This looks like they're the better team. Which is nice. That's nice to see. There's a new T1 roster, right? There's questions about it. No ZOFGK right now. We're looking at DOFSGZ. I don't know, bro. DOFSK. That's what it is. We're looking at that. People are like, what is this roster? I can't even say it properly, right? Just emphasize my point. There's no trust in the roster. There's people thinking T1, they're finished. But they're showing us today against maybe the strongest GenG we've ever seen. They sure as hell aren't. At least this early into the season. We'll see how they scale into the rest of the tournament. See if they're able to turn this into a title. Deny HLE or GenG, who, like, still, even after watching this game, I do firmly believe that GenG HLE are on a separate level to everyone else in the LCK. But if T1 can deny a roster, it's like one of those two rosters a title, that's when you're looking at a very scary team going into Worlds again. Pulling off a 3-peat would be something. But now we're going to focus on the game. Because we're nowhere near that yet. T1 still with a lot of work to do here. Is Canyon going to clear out that control ward? Slowly working their way back into the red side jungle there. GenG, this game has gone on a lot longer than T1 would have liked with such a large kill lead. And Drake isn't a convincing win condition for either team yet, because it's going to be 10 minutes until once like a team can get Soul, and that's 40 minutes in the game. Drake's been very, very slow as Faker poking Keen under tier 2 tower. Now they're trying to overload bot here, T1. Looking to draw some tempo. Get a bit of pressure. One demolish proc from Doran, going to take half the HP of the tower, because we're very late in the game for this tier 2 to still be in contention, and T1 finally going to get something done with their tempo on the map, with how strong they are off the back of that mid inhib. And that's nice. Prying GenG's fingers from the ledge. There's bot tier 2. Next objective, top tier 2. Then they take Drake, and slowly but surely they're going to strangle GenG out of the game. The only question is, do GenG scale before the strangle is complete? And I guess we'll find out. It's going to be on team fights. As, you know, Ruler and Chovy, I think they have the gold that it takes to be able to fight in this game. Like, obviously Smash is up an entire item. Fake is up half an item. But I think even still, 3-item Ruler, that guy can do some damage. 3-item Chovy, we've seen what he can do before. GenG trying to find an angle into the river, but T1, I think they want this fight as out goes Keen and in goes Carrier. There goes Smash on top of Chovy and he goes down. One tap immediately. T1 might have found the game-winning angle here as Doran goes in and so does Ona, finding Ruler, forcing his flash away. Smash is in the backline, working his way through Keen. And all of GenG, it's just a mad dash trying to get away. They can't. T1, don't let them out. They think they have an angle to walk into river, but they're punished. Throats ripped out. And down goes the game. GenG. Unless Ruler can pull off some 1v5 hero play. It's going to be too hard, I think, though, because he'd have to kill Smash, and I'm pretty sure in a 1v1, Smash is just right-clicks Ruler to death. I don't think either of these GenG players, I think if this is 1v2 right now, I'd trust Smash to end. This Faker just walks up off the back of Carrier and Ona. Gets all the damage done. There's a flash E into the Nexus there from Carrier. Insects him on Poppy. Right before the game ends as well. That's a brain destroyer. That's exactly what I'm talking about. The mental damage there from T1 is exquisite. And he's gone. Doran is the shy-esque. He's leaving the game that fast. Did you see that? He's already out of his chair. He didn't even click continue on the victory screen. When he comes back to the stage, he's going to have to press that continue button. That's crazy. Well done to T1 there. Crazy good game there. All right, we're going to turn the stream back on now.
Before he can buffer and get away from the CC, Doran, who had a really rough start, bounced back, was leading the charge in fights. We saw Carrier on the Poppy having so many good ults. Faker dodging everything from Yone and just being that silent carry who's just doing so much damage in the backline as Smash is a focus. This felt like a 5-man unit who looked really strong. And it's rare we see T1 topple GenG in the regular season. I know it's the LCK Cup, it's not the regular season, but this is a really good sign, you know? Yeah. I think it was some great play from T1 there. And yes, Smash absolutely popped off, absolutely deserves the praise, but all 5 members deserving of some praise from that one.
Really impressive stuff. Looking at Faker, massive amounts of damage, and for me, he's probably front runner for POM because every time we saw Faker on screen, he looked fully locked in.
Yeah.
Like avoiding everything he possibly could, making sure that all of the buttons were pressed exactly the way they needed to, and that was a difficult game, as you could see there. Around about 22 minutes, the game was entirely tied up. Any play could have changed one way at that point in time. So GenG versus T1, a matchup that never stops delivering, and we'll see whether it does again in game number 2. As we're going to go to a short break in the space, going to break that one down, and we'll have game number 2. See you soon.
Full screen that. I'll just unplug that quickly. what was I doing? I was doing this. This should be on. Perfect. Okay. One minute left. All right. Cool. All right. One minute, 5 seconds till next game. Until then, we're gonna watch Sun-Ups, and I'm gonna react Dandy to it. Holy shit! What the hell? Whoa. God, I hate Mel. Can I just say I fucking hate Mel? Holy. I played against that champ for the first time yesterday. That thing is crazy in lane. It's so good. It's ridiculous. All right. Okay. Let's do that. X marks the spot. Where we fell apart.
And I think it's clear that he's not in a great shape. But fortunately, the rest of GENG also is not playing up to the level that we wanted. And then on the flip side, what did?
Yeah?
You know. Because he was taunting me because I'm a GENG predictor. And he was like, oh, Chronicler, Smash is so... And guess what? Smash is so good! He's crazy!
Yeah, I did mention some of like AD carries, but now I think T1 is playing
bring up
so
Hayes, man.
well with new AD carry now. Like, for example, like before, you play on Zeus. Once again, like you play on top side, you put resources on the one of the best top laner in LCK. But now you have one of the carry style AD carry in the bot lane. So you kind of sack Doran and just give free kills on Kai'Sa. I think that was really huge in the early game.
And there is a reason why Doran, even with all of the things you always talk about, right, in high moments, sometimes he doesn't keep it together, why Doran has been a multi-time LCK champion, why he is still very highly regarded by every team that he plays with. And I honestly think, I don't know if Smash would have gotten the opportunity if it wasn't for Zeus subbing out. Right? But now we're seeing a T1 that really, as they did way back in 2022 when it was the hyper carry meta, when it was Jinx, Fresh, Aphelios all the time, they just play for bot side, and it's working amazingly with Smash picking up all these kills.
We are kind of highlighting Smash, but at the same time, look at the setup from the owner and carrier, just helping a little brother to pick up some free kills. It's just so amazing. And top of that, we have to like shout out to Doran once again. Like, he's just doing nothing on the map, but he's just sacking all the pressure from the GENG. That means a lot. And also he jumps in for the team, like no matter what, in the team fight, he just jumps in and just making a huge space for the AD carries. It's just so huge impact.
Yeah, and because they've got that star player making the plays and picking up the kills. GENG also filled with star players, and we're going to talk about one of them who hasn't performed to the standard that we're used to here, Chronic.
That's the big thing. And I think Faker had an amazing game on the Victor, actually played it out really cleanly. Nerfs not bothering him at all. But the reason we're highlighting this is because Chovy has played the best.
Chovy's kept fucking missing ult again, didn't he?
Right, this is a game that birthed
that guy couldn't line an ult to save his life.
This is a player that last spring,
the mid beast
and I know
streaming.
we're not technically in spring, but you know, same time period, was
Aatrox
hard
playing
1v9 in the
TFT.
LCK. And I think that a lot of players on G are still figuring things out, right? It's LCK Cup. I think they have the time to do so. I don't want to really sound the alarm bells. But the reason I want to highlight it is because we also need to be honest. I think right now Chovy's form just hasn't looked that good. He hasn't been Chovying. He hasn't really been mechanically nearly as strong as he has been. And I think we're starting to see how much GENG was relying on that. It makes sense because there's a reason why GENG, ever since Chovy joined in 2022, has been contesting for like at worst second in the LCK.
I mean, on top of
that, I wish I was able to legally co-stream. It'd be so sick.
Like, there is so many Victor high prior in LEC, right? But I often say that in LCK it cannot be happen because when you pick Victor, you're gonna get smashed, you're gonna get ganked, you're gonna get killed on side lane. But it didn't happen, and also Faker kind of just juked out Chovy and so many.
I wish I was able to legally co-stream. It'd be so sick.
Like, there is so many Victor high prior in LEC, right? But I often say that in LCK it cannot be happen because when you pick Victor, you're gonna get smashed, you're gonna get ganked, you're gonna get killed on side lane. But it didn't happen, and also.
So interesting that my camera's like this, dude. Whoa. That's crazy.
GENG have something to say about it. Surprise, surprise, no substitution here for GENG. They're going to just roll with what they got. Let's send it on over to the casters to game number 2.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gon, and that Duro artwork is absolutely phenomenal. And hopefully that gives him energy moving into this game too. No subs or anything like that. We're just getting straight into it.
You know, I've been tracking
All right, we're
how
going.
many times
We are going, baby.
mentioned challenges so far in the LCK Cup.
Whoa, how
We're
much?
up to 214 already.
Wow.
I don't know why camera's so
Which would be
laggy. It's
low
really
for
weird.
him,
It's very interesting.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was expecting
Just gonna make it
like, I
annoying.
was expecting 3 digits.
Yeah,
like,
so please
wow.
step
Trying
it
to
up.
edit. I'm gonna do something quickly.
204. All right, well, I'm gonna write that down. We'll keep tabs on it throughout the day, just as we will keep tabs on this draft that we're diving into right now. Of course, Fearless means that none of the 5 champions on either side that we saw in game number 1 will be played. Let's see what bans we're going to get this time. I imagine, like, it's always game 2 that the Azir bans start coming
All right,
out.
here we go.
We'll see whether that's something that
Skarner
T1
ban,
or
Galio
GENG
ban
are
is
gonna
the
look towards. Is the
absolute
Galio gonna be
obvious
first
stuff to
cab
do.
off
Obviously,
the
King
ring?
Sante
I
is
came
not
out of
existing in this
Jackson
game.
thinking,
That's a big
you
deal.
know, T1 maybe didn't. For me, I think GENG had maybe the edge in draft.
No Jace either,
but,
which is
you know,
nice for me.
T1 now onto red side.
Sick of this
GENG
tank
side
Jace build,
selection there on
man.
blue,
It's very
so
annoying to watch.
Should hopefully for GENG help
Ash
them out
taken
a little
away
bit
too.
in this situation. We see the Skarner ban come out, and then the Ash ban. You kind of locked into that Clyster ban on 3, you would think.
Yeah.
T1 maybe shot the hand a little bit early there.
And breast
You
up.
almost have to ban those.
Why are you banning
champions,
Galio?
with
It's the
how
real,
good
like,
Roller
that's my
is
question.
on the
Is,
Ash.
what does that even
This
do?
means we might see the Nidalee open, potentially for GENG.
True. They might leave a lot open. Like, who knows? Like, if you leave Nidalee open, do you then get Callista?
Guys, you gotta remember, Corki now has a win, so we can't bully him.
2 wins.
Corki does have a
2
win.
wins. It's
Corki did win
2-13
yesterday, he's right.
type
Corki was
day.
0 and 10.
And he has himself
Rula is the
an
only
ace
person to win on
machine.
Corki, by the way.
Nidalee left up. Let's
It was
see
Rula, actually,
whether
it was
that
Rula
is
and,
going to be picked
Doctor
here.
maybe, or
As
not
we won't need to talk about the ace machine so much.
He's ruling someone.
Because he's been banned. So, thank goodness.
Callista ban.
Aurora.
Ew,
Consideration,
no,
of course, especially for GENG, very
Aurora.
much a flex pick.
Right
And
there.
that is going to be taken away. Nocturne stocks rising, I guess you could say, but I think picking away the Nidalee makes a lot of sense on the T1 side.
It's an interesting one because the Aurora is obviously very strong for GENG, but it does weaken the Nidalee pick by having presumably an AP solo laner pair as well. Still, it's not the end of the world. Definitely could still take it, but T1 immediately going to slam the Ezreal for Smash.
Interesting. What's even out? So
Varus
Varus and Kai'Sa are out. Ash and Callista are out.
But
So
if you
there's
watch the game,
Ezreal.
you know.
What do you play?
Didn't look like a loss for him.
Caitlyn?
He did everything he could,
Rula?
and more.
You
Still
play
wasn't quite
Caitlyn.
enough for
You
that
play
game,
Caitlyn.
but definitely
Can't play
proficient on
Elise.
his champion.
So Caitlyn Elise is in the thing.
T1 looking to very
Yeah, Caitlyn's kind of weird because the support you need for
Ezreal,
Caitlyn's
the
weird.
owner lane,
Rail's
it is a
open.
strong lane.
Just
And
saying,
just the
Rail's
pressure
open.
on GENG because you don't
So
have
maybe
that
it's
much
like
space to
a-
respond to a full bot lane
Yeah,
lock-in.
maybe it's like Xayah Rel, Xayah
looks like they
Rakan.
want to make sure they can do that right now.
So,
okay,
Xayah
that's
Rakan.
fair. That'll,
we
that'll
have
do.
actually seen Aurora.
That's something I didn't think of. That makes sense. Aurora, Xayah Rakan there, locked into GENG. Like, no, T1 did win game 1 actually. Hold up.
And you can kind
think
of
we've seen 3
isolate the
games
fight
here,
a little
ladies
bit
and
that way.
Yeah.
Xayah gives me anxiety. Just in general as a champion.
Haha.
Just does
Atlas
a
just
lot
said
of-
I
anxiety.
said the problem here
About
is
you want
you
people
want
to
people to come into
Xayah.
when you're playing Xayah. Ezreal can just sit at
Guys,
range and fire Mystic
I'm
shots.
fucking
Rakan
done.
and Leona, there's a potential to get stun locked and taken out.
There's the Azir.
And also, you know, Aurora used to be really bad in Ezreal because you'd lock everyone in and only Ezreal could escape. Obviously, anyone can leave now, but Ezreal can avoid have to run through the wall.
Yeah.
And you have an Azir as well, so you have really these mobile, quite long-range picks, which I think GENG's comp is already struggling a bit into what T1 has.
Not to mention, I feel like GENG's composition is already kind of in a box, right? Azir, Ezreal, Leona, you can play them anywhere, right?
Yep.
So if you put whichever top laners,
Confusing.
top lane and
I don't know
jungle
why
that
camera's
you
so
like
laggy.
into this composition, it's going to look
I'll
absolutely
look it up
fine.
after,
So you
'cause
can
it's
plug
really
some of the
annoying.
holes, as this draft
Let me
starts
actually-
to come together for T1. Whereas GENG, they're all about like kite back, trying to make sure that this Xayah is able to actually effectively do damage. And that makes things a little bit difficult. The Nocturne ban does come in, as they did prioritize locking away their bottom lane. And let's see what the last ban is going to be here. Nidalee taken away from Ona. And as he does definitely have his license, that is an understandable ban. Oh man, this is just so T1, this draft, if this Zing gets locked in. It's absurd.
Yeah, kind of when you look through the junglers that have been banned or denied, does stand out as that one you expect them to lean towards. The question is more, where will GENG go? I mean, I guess, theory, you could see Canyon pull out something like the Lee Sin is a possibility.
Yeah.
Wouldn't really be a fan of Viego.
Oh no, not paper, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of issues that I
Gotta
could.
look
There's
towards
a lot of
top
little
lane,
fixes
I mean,
I can
I do
try.
like Jax in
So hopefully
general
for
when
next game it shouldn't be.
he's on the enemy team because he just
Shit.
makes his life so difficult.
Jax Sejuani could work, especially with the fact that Rakan works with it quite well. But That's a Jungle Jax.
Yeah, it looks like they're going for the
Holy
jungle
Silas.
Jax. And again, you know,
They're playing,
the place you're getting the
Aurora
most
top
benefit from
down,
having
Silas,
the Jax is
LeBlanc.
into the Xin Zhao. So this is going to be a really favorable jungle matchup for Canyon. And now toying with
Okay,
the idea of
okay.
what they want to play.
Oh,
They're gonna go
Silas.
Yeah, actually play Silas.
I'd say
So
ult value
that's
already pretty
double
good
flex there for
in
Gen G
terms
as
of
well.
the Xin Zhao ult, high value,
No
survival
way
rate,
Doran's going to play
the
Sion,
Empress
bro. This
Divide,
champ is so
the,
garbage.
Solar Flare, both pretty nice.
Yeah, okay, pick Ornn. Thank you.
Don't pick. I mean, I don't know why he's hovering. You're not picking Ornn into Silas.
Maybe you just want more choo-choo trains.
Yeah, one into Silas doesn't sound good.
It's Darius, obviously.
Versus Aurora, you're going to get fucking fisted.
Wow, that would
Set
make
is
things
terrible
difficult
too.
for the Aurora.
okay.
But instead, he's
I
going to
think
go
this
back
champ
to
is
that
garbage.
Sion.
I don't know about
I feel
this.
like Sion is a very Doran champion, but it was Zeus' tank. Like, that is the tank that Zeus played. So it feels very T1. This particular draft, even if it is Smash.
I can't imagine, like, Sion just feels like he's such a useless character. Like, he's so...
roster from
He's no mobility.
I
He
think
gets
it feels
countered by
the same way.
dashes. He
The
gets
big
countered by
standout for
flash.
me
And all I'm
is
looking at on
you
Gen
wanna
G is
avoid
mobility,
interacting
dashes,
with
and
the enemy jungle
flash.
as much as possible when it
Like,
comes to
every
T1.
single thing on Gen G.
And you have
He's going to be
a swap
impossible for
situation
Sion. I guess he can just
heavily
still tank
favors you
damage,
with
I
the
guess.
Sion into an Aurora.
He's tanky.
Sion is going to
It's
be
true.
much more valuable. So T1 are going to swap. That is an absolute fact. We're going to see how much value they get from
It's true,
that.
actually, in
And
the
what
lane
Gen G
swap
do
as
in
well.
response?
Sion will
They
be
try and match
a lot
the
better
swap,
than
they try
Aurora.
and scout
That's...
them out, because normal lanes.
All right,
is
well,
what Gen G would
two interesting
absolutely
drafts here.
desire.
I've got to say I
Yeah.
favor Gen G. I think, depending on the lane swap iteration that we see, though, it could still be tough. Could still be tough. Oh, we get Bro versus DK as well after this, man. That's good. That's going to be exciting. All right, here we go. Here we go. It's the signs. Man, if I could read Korean, life would be easy. We can't all read Korean, though. And life is hard. I don't know if they're ever going to do this group Elder, group Baron format ever again, because I feel like it means nothing. Like, it's literally just a bit of fun. Like, it actually has meant nothing. And half the people I talk to about it have no idea what the hell it even is. Here we go. Finally jumping onto the Rift. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited about this one. I think we're going to see, hopefully, a much better performance out of Gen G. I want to see that type of suffocating Gen G, beautiful macro that they're known for. Last game, I mean, T1 just outfought them. It's as simple as that. It's now on the Rift. Here we go. Game 2. T1 up 1-0. And we're going to see a lane swap. Certainly going to see a lane swap. We have to be seeing a lane swap here. Silas is in the mid lane. I meant to say Sion is a very lane swap oriented champion. That is not something you want to pick and play normal lanes with, particularly versus Aurora. I'm pretty sure it's going to go die first blood. If that was Baus playing Sion, it would for sure. Mountain Dragon first up. There's now 1 minute 10 seconds in the game. No debauchery so far, but definitely going to see a lane swap as we see Doran on the bot side of the map as the minions headed towards top. He might do the classic thing where you walk in and do a late invade on bot, actually. This is not an iteration I've seen in a while. Quite European, honestly. Europe used to do this. The Sion helps the jungler hit level 3 really fast, and then you dive bot using the Sion passive to tank the dive. So this is exactly what we're going to see. We're going to see Doran help Ona hit a really, really fast level 3 timer, and then we're going to see a bot dive. T1, the gamble is that they can get the bot wave in, smash and carry out. They need to have prior here. They need to be able to shove this wave in. They need to be able to force Duro and Ruler off it. And now T1 need to play this dive well. That's the second part of this. So, Ona's level 3, sure. Doran needs to tank the dive. Doran doesn't need to land the Q. He needs to tank the dive, and then he needs to also tank the dive when he's a zombie. These are the two things. If T1 get both of these right, is they're going to dive level 2 to level 1 in the bot lane. There's 2 level 2s and a level 3 diving this level 1 bot lane. TP from Keen as well. T1 are going to dive this anyway. Here we go. Doran tanks the dive first. Q does land. Ruler has an ignite on top of him, but T1, they don't have the damage so far. Yes, they do. There goes Ruler's life. Off he goes. Now Doran tanking the dive in zombie form, just like I said. And it's clean from T1. They get the first kill there. Perfect strategy. Doran loses a lot, yes, but Keen TP'd bot to try and save Ruler's life, but he was unsuccessful in it. And that's a big deal. Meanwhile, on the top side of the map, Canyon has taken the entirety of Ona's red side. But it's okay, because Ona took the entirety of Canyon's red side. Is there going to be a redive attempt? There is. Great flash from Duro the second that Ona tanks the aggro. His carrier somehow has aggro too. Well played by Duro there. Really good flash. Ona stacked up his Q on the tower, and then the second that He set his sights on the Rakan. That's when Duro flashes out of it. Keeps himself alive just that little bit longer as Doran. Significant top priority now. Massive wave crashing in that wave. Carrier trying to get the wave off under the tower for T1 here so that Smash can get his reset. The annoying part for GenG is that Rule is the person who died. The less annoying part for GenG is that Ona is the guy who got the gold. If you take a look at this dive again, it's all... the strategy is so brutal. It's not even that well executed there from GenG. Doran doesn't get the entire queue stacked up. He does tank the tower. They use Ignite, and they just kind of right-click Ruler. They don't really have to do anything else to him. As level 3 Zinzao gets the job done there as Faker. Wow. Another lane state where 5 minutes in, or 4 minutes in here, he's got a massive HP lead, but Canyon has something to say about that, trying to even it out himself, and he's going to succeed in that goal. Going to make it a little bit trickier for Faker to get his reset off, as now Doran opted into the lane swap on that massive crash. He had a lot of tempo, so he used it to walk bot. Smash now top 1v1ing Keen, which is a nice little iteration again because it gets Smash some solo XP. And Ezreal loves XP. He's a champion that scales very well with level, scales very well with a lot of his abilities being higher in rank just because of how often he gets to use them, particularly his E. High level in Ezreal, the more safe he is. The more safe he is, the more aggressive he can start to be. Once you have these level 16 Ezreals around the map, they can use their E to engage and then Q twice and then use it to disengage. So the high level in Ezreal is, the more dangerous he is, and that's why putting him solo lane versus Aurora for a bit there is quite a beneficial thing for T1 as Chovy's taking a very aggressive trade in mid there, used all his abilities, and now Faker has a couple seconds in which to punish him, and he uses that time very efficiently. Rule 1v1ing a bot, but Chovy gets another reland and forces out Faker's flash in the 1v1. And Just So is praising Faker on how well he's playing the mid lane. He's used his TP, and he's going to be forced into a reset as Chovy's going to be able to crash 3 minions worth of wave into a tower. Take a fairly sizable XP lead in mid, and a fairly sizable gold lead, forcing out Faker's flash too. So very well played from GenG there, particularly from Chovy. Showing that even in this 1v1, tried and tested many times, you can still find something to surprise Faker as Keen looking for an engage on Smash. Not going to find it. Too respectful. Understands the Aurora W, understands the engage range there. Duro could have followed up with that feather, whatever the W is called. Battle Dance. But instead, just going to back out of the T1 bot lane. Sacrificing those 2 range minions. Not going to try crash that wave. A little bit too risky. Doran able to free farm and bot here. But Ruler, the real story of this is that as much as I was talking about Smash getting solo XP, Ruler is speedrunning his way to level 6. About to have a level 6 bird on the Rift before anyone else, really. He's almost going to be level 6 at the same time as Chovy here. So the next wave, he's going to hit it. It's going to be before Ona, before Doran, before Smash, for sure. Upside for T1, though, is that they do get Drake. Drake for Grub's trade. Dropping top plates, though. So they're trying to re-swap. Doran doesn't have TP, so he's going to drop a couple waves. It's actually pretty bad. T1 have misplayed their tempo a bit. I'm not sure why they're dropping 3 waves worth of minions yet again in top here. Keen gets 2 plates in isolation, too. So a couple missed rotations. They're now down on XP and down on gold. 975 of it, to be exact, between the 2 top laners. Obviously, Sion is a fairly low economy champion when played in professional. He doesn't need those gold, that much gold. All he does is buy ruby crystals. We got to say, GenG, they're looking good. They're doing the thing they do, which is create gold leads out of thin air. They just apparate. Chovy has Faker's ult. One thing I did fail to point out in Champ Select, though, is that we are looking at Faker's Azir versus Ruler. And if anyone can remember back to 2023, Faker knows how to play Azir versus Ruler. He's definitely in Ruler's head, that's for sure. So hopefully we get to see something like that, of that caliber this game. Now that Ruler's in the LCK as well, we're going to see so many more games of Ruler versus these Korean mids, and that is something I cannot wait to watch, as I'll be watching almost every LCK game from now on. Just casting them diligently. Smash takes a small trade, but I'm just queuing out Duro. This was such an annoying little character, isn't he? Just pew, pew. Snipes the cannon. Pew, pew. Shooting Duro. Now bot priority seized by GenG. They can't use this for anything, though. Canyon's just on his full clear arc. He's saying, you can type me a message, leave me a letter if you want me, but I'm be on my grump, and I'm going to be taking my wolves. And you guys aren't going to see me for about 10 minutes. And Ona seems to be doing the same thing. Neither team really opting to be proactive on the map, but T1's the one who's hurting from that. GENG in 3 winning lane states, somehow, they're very happy to just play a slow game. Because slowly GENG is going to bleed out around the map as I'm getting messages on my phone. Slowly GENG is going to bleed out around the map. I mean, T1's going to bleed out around the map as Keen gets the HP lead in top. He's going to force Doran to reset anytime. There it is. It's a bad tempo reset for Doran. He's going to have to use his TP or sacrifice a wave. The same thing's going to happen in bot as Ruler and Duro. When they get priority on Smash and Carrier, they can do the same thing. They can start poking them on a tower, eventually force them to take a bad reset. And those small leads, they compound. As you can see, the gold across the board now favoring GENG just from 3 winning lane states. Now, the scaling this game is a bit less cut and dry than it was last game. I think both teams do scale very well, and it's 100% about how they execute the fights. So neither T1 or GENG too sad about this game going long. Faker finally getting some good trades there. It's about proactivity in this lane. Azir versus Silas. Whichever one can be proactive, land those trades first. Whoever gets the HP lead is the person who controls the matchup there. And Faker right now sitting on it quite comfortably. Not afraid to put his soldiers under the tower as well, which is a little bit of mastery. There's a Solar Flare going to catch out Duro yet again, being caught out in the series. Looking like Lehens at Worlds last year. And T1 capitalized on his mistake. Very good at finding these GENG supports. Something that historically they've been good at too. And Duro on the receiving end of a few ultimates. Just one ignite. Is going to go down there. Faker takes a tower shot. Top is an absolute disaster. Look at the gold lead in there. Great true shot barrage interrupting Chovy's reset. That's very annoying if you're Chovy. Because now your tempo is really bad. So Faker's going to shove that wave in. You're going to drop everything. Yeah, so he's forced to stay Chovy. One more wave. At risk of die. Then Duro, he just walks over vision, doesn't he? He thinks he's safe. He's hovered by Canyon, but the one shot from T1, it's too quick. He can't even W out. He's perma-CC'd. I forgive him for dying there because it does look like your territory. That's for sure. But everything's T1's territory on the Rift. This top is... It's so hard to watch, man. Grub's going to go over to Canyon as well. If he's just free farming, I trust Canyon. He's almost 10 CS per minute. There's the double ult in tandem. Faker and Chovy dancing together. Neither of them dancing with death, it seems like. Unless Duro wants it, but Carrier forces Duro back off. Only thing to come out of it is Faker's flash. That was beautiful, man. I enjoyed that. That's cool. You can see just how tuned into each other Faker and Chovy are. I mean, they've played against each other so many times over the years. I bet you it's not even the first time that's happened. There's Ruler and Smash now. Having a little bit of an alpha off in the bot lane. The Ruler wins it. He's been around the block a little bit longer. So he knows when he wins these 1v1s. It seems Duro going to be caught out yet again. Forced to use the... Battle Dance, I'm not sure what their channel's called. It's called... I'm looking it up. I just tried to pause the game, bro. I'm looking it up. Rakan name. Rakan Champion League Legends. It's called... The Quickness. I fucking knew that. Has anything happened while it was gone? Yes, Carrier died. In between worlds used by Keen there. And he's going to get the kill. That's nice. Plus 300 on him. Chovy might actually take out Faker here as well. Has flash advantage right now. Faker in a lot of trouble. Chovy just sitting on top of him. He's waiting for his cooldowns to come back. Faker needs to win this fight somehow. Doesn't have ult. But he's spacing it really well. Faker is going to go down. Chovy has enough damage. And there's a solo kill in mid for GENG. Down an item was Chovy, but turns out he knows his ranges very well. When you land your abilities on Silas, items don't really matter. You lock someone up, you one-shot them. Chains around their neck and you pull on them. That Drake was sponsored by Fantasteel apparently, so thank you Fantasteel for gifting us with a Cloud Drake map. Chovy has a Zinza ult now. Oh man, I actually didn't realize just how insane Silas is in this game. You get Leona ult, you get Zinza ult, you get Zero ult. Those are some that's really good ults there. Sion ult, not so good. I think that'd be funny to see actually. I don't think I've seen a Silas run around in a Sion ult before. Smash gonna shove in the bot wave. T1 actually rinsing some plates off bot tower here. Must have been when Duro's roaming around, Smash and Carrier took advantage of Ruler in the isolated 1v1. Get to see the POV of Chovy catching out Carrier here. And he pretends to walk into the river, lands the E. Carrier can't dodge it in time. Yeah. Child's play. Child's play. Carrier's caught an award. Vision trap from GenG. Rookie mistake, but then the E lands on Faker as well, who's walked up, trying to hit tower. And I think at this point, Faker's, begins to sink in his stomach a little bit. He understands that he's dead in this situation, even though he plays it really well. The E comes back. He waits for the W. E, then W, then E. Very simple little Silas combo. Cleans up the kill, and there's the feat of strength. It's Faker using the Zero ult there. The flash forward from Chovy into the Xin Zhao ult is going to be enough, but Ona, now in a 1v1 versus Canyon, this is not something you want to play as the Xin Zhao in the situation, unless maybe it is, because here comes the Scion train, baby, and it's going to arrive just too late. It's just not on schedule. Here is now, it looks like Doran's going to go down as well. Should GenG continue to play this trade, but instead they opt out for it because they understand they're winning on the top side of the map. They don't need to flip any fight that isn't guaranteed. Is GenG looking like themselves yet again, except Smash actually has the advantage on Ruler in this 1v1. As much as I was talking about how Ruler's been around the block before, he does have Flash and Cleanse, so he's just going to walk out of here. And he's very, very good at the game as the True Shot Barrage is Flash, but Keen has in between worlds, and he's trying to catch out T1, who might be overextended. Duro doesn't have that quickness, but his W might be good enough there. Battle Dance is out to safety. And GenG forced T1 to back off yet again. Baring their teeth this game, GenG. Looking scary. And this is the GenG of old. Dominating this matchup right now. All around the map. The mid lane is disastrous for T1. Look at this play. Faker with a beautiful Azir, about the best you possibly can. Great W as well. Flash forward from Chovy did not get any value as well. And there's Canyon versus Ona. That 1v1, not even close. There's the Scion train. Train to nothing. Storing just not enough gold to make anything happen there. 2-0 on the Aurora, the 1.7k gold lead, and then jungle, it's actually favoring Ona somehow, but it doesn't look like it when you're watching Canyon fight this. He's just bonking him in the head, and Ona might go down very, very soon here, but Faker's here to back him up. Rakandabi not enough to save him. There's a TP, but it's coming so late, and Chovy arrives by the time the fight has ended. A massive E from Ruler. It's all of T1, and now he's kiting back, but Chovy's overextended here. T1 want this fight. GenG looking a little bit in danger. Keen tries to clean up the rest of T1, but turns out T1 win that fight. Somehow, out of nowhere. Smash, once more. He's not done yet. Flashes forward, trying to finish off Ruler. Ruler's playing the fight, and he's played it very well. My goodness, the ADCs, they're skirmishing with each other. Both of them did a lot of work in that last team fight. Ruler's E was so huge. It's the only reason GenG didn't get wiped there. And T1 playing their limits. It was very, very close, but that turns the game around as you watch how this started. Canyon contesting Ona for that Scuttle Crab. Ona steals it away, but then Canyon wants some more, and Carrier turns it around. Faker, look at his positioning. Look how much damage Faker and Smash are able to do in the fight. It's a great Rakan W. Look at this Xayah E, though. All four, this is massive. It's just absolutely massive as there's an amazing ult from Chovy onto Faker there. Forces him to go down, but his ult's even better, Faker. Passes the remaining members of GenG back into T1 there. Now, Herald's going to get taken by GenG. But the scary thing is that now there's a gold lead on Ruler. We didn't see him work with a gold lead last game. We saw him behind gold. We saw him still do well. Now Ruler with a gold lead. It's one of the scariest things. People have nightmares about that sentences. There might be a dive on Keen here, but actually he's trying to turn it back around in T1's face, spitting in their eyes as Keen does a lot of damage to Faker, Ona, Carrier, everyone who came bot. Punishes them for even thinking they can dive this guy. And now they're going to lose mid tower for it. Dropping tempo to make a play that didn't exist is T1. 4 members now being herded in, and GenG might want this fight. Fighting at a choke point is pretty good for their comp. But Rule's not there to back them up right now. Canyon can still steal away that Gromp. And he's going to do exactly that. Great smite. Sorry, not so great, that smite from Ona. This Rule's going to start up the Drake. And again, GenG have the feats of strength now. They also have a Drake, and they got 6 grubs. They got the Herald. It's the same as last game, actually. GenG just winning around the map objectives. And Canyon, despite the fact he's down gold, it's actually the exact same story as last game, despite the fact, except with the exception of GenG are winning in fights. That was the thing that wasn't happening last game. But it's the same story, is that Canyon's down gold to Ona, but in terms of the stuff he's been able to do around the map, he's a little bit up. Chovy thinks he has an angle here. Has the Zinzo ult. Should he need to use it? But he's too scared to continue going there. Doesn't have the cooldowns to finish off Owner in time before Faker would get there. Now that items exist in the game, Doran versus Keen is much more Doran favored, as you see Keen doing everything he can to try and do any damage at all to the Scion. But damage is not in Doran's vocabulary. Has that Holo Radiance now. Working towards the unending despair. Should bring about that for GENG. Smash going to collect up that mid-wave, snap it up greedily. Needs every bit of gold he can get because he's down 1k in this game to Ruler, who is going to hurt T1 in these fights. Particularly if they're played in choke points, particularly if GENG play them well, and they're known to do that, GENG. This team, if you're not aware, pretty damn good at the game. Very good at League of Legends. But the game has settled down. There's no objectives to fight over. 50 seconds until Atacon spawns. Until then, shouldn't see anything of note happen unless Chovy, maybe he oversteps him, maybe he checks into that tri-bush, finds Owner and Carrier waiting for him, but T1 don't disrespect him that much. They know he's too good for that. They don't even wait around to see if he's going to make the mistake, because they know he won't. Keen trying to, with the impossible challenge, he's tasked with an absolutely impossible challenge here, which is to get bot priority versus this thing. Look at this thing. Every time it W's, it gets like 10,000 extra HP. It's ridiculous. He just W's the wave, one-shots it. Keen has to use 10 abilities per wave. Maybe he's actually going to get some damage done here on Doran. Holy, are we seeing a Scion take damage? Ladies and gentlemen, it can be done. Keen has In Between Worlds. He's actually going to use it here. He thinks he has the kill. I don't agree personally. We still have Scion ult should we need it. He's going to chase it down. He's hungry for it. Flash ult from Doran is actually forced there, and Keen, I was talking about how it's an impossible challenge. He's made it look easy. He just ran down the guy and pressed his abilities on him. I guess he did come back with an item spike as Duro has overstepped yet again, does sidestep out of the Ezreal Q with the assistance of that heal summoner spell. But finally, GENG actually have priority on bot lane here, something I thought was not going to happen for the rest of the game. But it just happened. Keen got enough items, but he's fully out of mana. It took an entire mana bar and 10 minutes to take that Scion to just for a drop of blood. As Thanos would say, as Chovy spotted out Carrier on the top side, placing down control ward. He's going to take it out. Using that Scry's Bloom to locate the rest of T1. Knows that he's not alone now. T1 hovering quite aggressively towards his Atacon side. But there's no real vision set up for them. All the vision's very defensively set up. You see it's inside their own jungle. Not confident enough to step into the river. T1 not confident enough to get mid priority. Of course, their mid-tier 1 is still up. GENG is own up. Trying to contest these Raptors, but he gets bonked on the head for them. Is going to get them. But yeah, the big story of this game is GENG's mid tower is still up, which means that it's very hard for T1 to get vision. And GENG, last season and this season, are a team that plays exceptionally well when they have pressure around an objective. They're a team that's insanely good at the mind games. They're very good at utilizing wave states to get vision control, to then play mind games, to then pick. They secure objectives through suffocating you until you go mad and make a misplay. That's the GENG classic. And it's almost impossible to play against. At this point, you see they're already stalking around T1's red side jungle there, waiting for someone to make a mistake. And has Faker made that mistake? No, not quite. Just he's comfortably out of the way there. Chovy uses the Solar Flare, but obviously it's not a massive investment because he can just grab someone else's ult in a couple seconds' time as T1 use the True Shot Barrage, secure the mid-wave, and now they're going to make their push into the red side jungle, trying to clear out the vision that GENG have just set up. Finally have a little bit of tempo on mid as Ruler is the one who's in trouble. How does Duro keep ending up in these situations, man? He's so deep. He's crazy. He's playing like on. Using the Azir tower now as T1, trying to hold that mid priority, pretending like they still have their mid tier 1 up, but actually what they're going to do is give 50 gold over to Duro and Ruler. Take it out comfortably, no sweat. Didn't even hold one wave. Those Azir towers, man, they sure are something. Some champs have passives, you know, Jax has a great passive. Azir has give enemy team plus 50 gold. It is something, it's something. At least it's not Blitzcrank W, slows himself. That's the classic there. Is GENG gonna pick up the Drake. Scuttlecrab now, the new skirmish point. seems to always be GenG just being annoying for Owner. Owner's trying to do stuff, and GenG, like the annoying little brother, coming in your room, poking at you like, can I play? I want this Scuttle Crab. And despite the fact that Owner always gets it, has Ruler actually overstepped her? He's trying to 1v1 smash. A little bit of ego there from Ruler, but he is too good. Outplays it and just walks away. But Faker reads him like a book and then uses the ultimate. Ruler doesn't die, though. GenG have peeled him so well. The Xin Zhao ult sends everyone packing, though. And now Canyon in the backline of T1 trying to do some damage, trying to get something done in this team fight. But it's Keen who's still 100% HP. Just Smash and Keen vying for how valuable they can be in this team fight. And it looks like Smash is coming out on top. Doran's still alive. Owner's still alive. And they're doing too much damage to the rest of GenG, who just can't make it out here. They can't fight back and they can't run away. T1, yet again, winning the team fight when it matters most. Off the back of brilliance from Smash. Brilliance from Owner here. Never seen a Xin Zhao do so much damage in these team fights. He's only 2 items. He's playing a, well, characteristically, not a particularly carry-heavy jungler. He's an initiator. He makes space for his team. Ruler walked up for a control ward. He wasn't even trying to 1v1 Smash. He just overstepped there. Thought he was hovered by Keen. The in-between worlds didn't do enough damage. Then Faker finds a path onto Ruler, but look at the way GenG just collapse around him. Make sure he's safe, but it's only the Xin Zhao ult. Sends all the members of GenG swarming Ruler. Separates the seas. And Chovy goes down just because Smash laser beams him. And Owner's still alive here. Owner's still like 100% HP. So's Doran. Duro yet again caught out by T1, but the Solar Flare does miss. And he battled down to safety. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Do not tell me this hits. Do not tell me this hits, Duro. EW's out of the way. Reaction time too good for that. And most people are dying to that, I'll tell you that much. In my solo queue games. T1, they're looking good, man. They're looking like the better team yet again. And it's not Macro that's doing it. It's the team fights. T1 had one wave of tempo. And they used that one wave of tempo to get that mid priority, to get Vision back in the jungle. Then it's GenG who make the mistake of trying to clear the Vision when they don't know where T1 are. Ruler walks up, tries to kill the control ward. And he gets punished for it. All of GenG gets punished for it. The gold is still in their favor. So they lost one team fight. It goes from a 3k gold lead back down to a 1k gold lead. Okay? Not the worst. GenG still very playable position. I think they can win any team fight they choose. Canyon obviously does outscale Owner. Even if right now Owner is looking very, very strong. But now GenG back in the spot they like the most. Atacon and Baron both up. So T1 longing for vision of that topside river. But GenG not going to let them have it. Blackout curtains being put down now. Laid slowly across the jungle. GenG slowly tighten their hold on the 2 objectives. Chovy uses the Solar Flare right before it runs out there. Scaring Carrier away is what he would have liked, but in fact, is not what happened. So the new deep ward is really annoying, isn't it? 4 HP on a ward. GenG clearing out that scuttle have now confirmed that every last semblance of T1's vision has been cleared from this riverside. T1 completely blind with the exception of a couple blue trinkets. Only one more blue trinket though. So once this last ward goes down, once T1 take out this last ward, they've got nothing else to do but walk into the jungle and hope that GenG aren't waiting for them. But GenG relented the pressure. They ran out of resources too. They had to reset. Duro ran out of sweepers, ran out of control wards, had to take the reset. Now he's back. The dance for vision begins once more. GenG going to get that mid wave. And they're going to do the same thing. They're going to walk into the jungle. They're going to start denying the vision, start choking T1 out of it. Maybe this time T1 get a bit too overzealous. Check a bush they shouldn't. That's the play. They're going to make this until it works, GenG. And there's nothing you can do as T1 because you can't get an advantage on the other side of the map because you can't get Prime on bot, right? Doran doesn't beat Keen. So he can never threaten the tower. And in top, you can't threaten the tower either. So the only thing you can do is get shoved in on mid and wait for, and just try to clear the vision. GenG wait for you to make a mistake. You wait for GenG to make a mistake. Neither team wants to start an objective. The thing that might break this cycle is the fact that Soul has spawned, and Soul is significantly easier to take than either of the other objectives. They missed a ward here, GenG. T1 now know they're on Baron for sure. So that's when they come off it. T1 fully blackened out. All the vision there. Except for one control ward in the Baron pit. Which is crucial now. Ooh, flash forward from Owner, trying to find Ruler. No, sorry, he didn't flash. He just E'd forwards, and the Silent is very good, but Ruler is completely safe right now. In between worlds, hits everyone on T1 there. Big damage from Keen. They're all grouping up. T1, they've made a slight misplay here. They've overstepped. But GENG not able to capitalize. They tried to find an angle on Ruler. Tried to think he might die with that solar flare. But it's not enough. Now, GENG collapsing around T1. They want this fight. The game state is slow. It's stagnated. GENG, you can see they want to fight. You can see they want it to break, and that might be exactly what's happening. But it's not. Backs out. Does Duro. And now Doran on the flank, trying to look for a Q. Both these teams just prodding at each other until something breaks. Who's it going to be? Chovy has the solar flare back. Carrier doesn't have his own. Now Ruler's on the Drake, and this puts T1 on a timer. Now they have to make the engage. It's going to be make or break there, and Carrier misses his flashy. Sion ulting in. They're making the engage now, but it's a little bit unclean. It's a little bit frayed at the seams, and Duro looking for that engage himself has made it much better. Then T1's own engage. The Drake is flipped, and the soul goes over to GENG. As Doran goes down now in the zombie form, trying to find value. Smash is away from the Jax. The Counter-Strike gets nothing. But GENG have what they want. They have the soul. They don't need to fight it if you're going to give the objective. T1 couldn't find the engage in time. And in trying to find the engage, they gave up soul. They gave up Doran's life, and now they're giving up vision control of the red side jungle. GENG, stranglehold on the game grows tighter as there's a massive Azir ult from Chovy, and he gets both kills that he wanted there. Owner and Carrier going down. And the Emperor of Shurima, his soldiers have turned against him. I always think it'd be funny being Azir in that situation. And it's like, this slave from Demacia has just commanded your soldiers. And they listen to him. You know what I mean? That's crazy. As Ruler with Canyon going to take out the Baron here. And ladies and gentlemen, barring something incredible from Smash. Barring something incredible from Smash. This game is looking like a game 3. I'm down for that. We're here for game 3. And take a look at this again. It's Carrier tries to flash E, but he misses. And then Doran tries to follow up with him, but there's nothing to follow up on. Then Duro, the only person in the entire fight, the only initiator who gets something done. And it's enough. He finds Doran, and that's it. So now we see Chovy's POV on this beautiful Azir ult. Check this out. He has flash. He's pinging assistance. He knows what he wants to do. He's out of the Xin Zhao W, and then bang. It's as easy as that. Whole team there to follow up. Collapses on top of it. It's kind of beautiful. Watching that from the POV. All of the GENG members just backing each other up. Swarming the two guys, the two stragglers on T1. Caught out. And Chovy's good enough when he can play one champ. When he's able to play 5 at once, that's pretty strong. Chovy on Sylas is an absolute nightmare to deal with. Keen has the in-between worlds back up, doing negative damage to Doran, healing him a little bit, honestly, if I was to be completely honest. But now, Voracious, Atacana, and Baron are both up at the same time. So GENG are extremely strong here. There's the in-between worlds, but it doesn't get any value. Keen has gone very deep trying to get something done. The Solar Flare from Chovy is good. It hits Owner, but it's not going to find the kill. And GENG have made the mistake there as Faker puts Chovy under the tower. Canyon flashes forward and finds Faker in return, and Smash tries to get away, but Chovy's flash is too good, and Ruler is farming them in the fountain. Has the E available, uses the Feather Core to its maximum effect, and now Doran is the last person remaining for T1, but he goes down too. GENG wiped them in the Nexus, wiped them in the base, and are going to end the game. That's a brilliant fight from Ruler. Brilliant fight from Canyon. Brilliant fight from Chovy. Everyone on GENG playing that to perfection. And that's what it takes to wash T1 out of a game. A suffocating mid-game. Into a decisive soul. Into a brilliant team fight around Baron. Into ending the game. And now I take a break. Oh. Right.
Scenarios that we were talking about. Keep in your... Was it 55 or was it 35? It was a very specific 18-minute number. If T1 wins at that much, yeah, so 18 minutes and 35 seconds. If it's exactly that, then it's a tiebreaker. So that's what we have to look out for.
I think then it would be a 2-1 for T1. And it's already...
No, so if GENG wins...
Yeah, but what time was that win? Because they've already had their win.
Oh, they've had their win. So their win has to be at 18 minutes and 35, and I think it was way longer than that, so never mind. That ship has sailed. Time for us to go to a short break. I'll get my brain back together. We'll have the space, and then we'll have game number 3. We'll see you soon.
Damn, that was a good game, man. That was a really good game. Faker played Mel for the first time and this happened. I've heard this BBL team is pretty good. Was this yesterday? 15 hours ago? Fnatic played again. Bet. I watch Fnatic. I like Fnatic.
Site control game against Gentlemates, and I guess the pros would be, you know exactly what they do if they want to go A. You know exactly where Chronicle is stunned. You know exactly where Boaster is going to be hiding. I'm sure they would have seen the heat maps as well. But the cons is, Billy, they don't know anything else about Fnatic. They haven't seen Fnatic go to anything else, change up their strat at all. So how deep do you think Fnatic's strat but would even have to be for them to be able to actually beat a team like Foot here?
Well, it's not just that. We barely even got to see Fnatic's defense on that Abyss by the time it swapped sides as well. And I think a big thing for me is why on earth have Foot let Pearl become the decider? That was a map that was very strong for them. I thought that they would have picked into that first instead of Abyss. But going back to your point about Fnatic, they're a team that play off of fundamentals. They play off of each other so well, so I think that could carry them through here. But the agent selects.
Yeah,
I mean, we haven't seen Foot play Abyss at all. You know, the last time they did it was CNET on the roster, Zeus is coming in, picking up at Yoru,
okay, so
and
Foot's
Foot's
good actually.
Oh, it's nice, isn't it?
Actually, I remember
nice.
I casted a Foot game and I kept referring to this Foot and Ari.
I want to see how much impact Zeus can get out of that Yoru. I think that's a really exciting prospect. We've only really seen him play it once on the Pearl, which of course is one of their strongest maps. So I want to see him doing some fun things down mid on the defense. I want to see him with an operator in his hands potentially. And I'm also looking forward to seeing how Krax and Mr. Fallen are going to be able to help support him.
Oh, 100%. And Krax going for the fade here instead of the KO, where, you know, you would normally expect him to go, is also interesting. But Fnatic will start on the attack. They went 12 rounds A yesterday here. You would think
I watched that.
Go to A,
I casted that actually. That's never going to go public, but I casted Fnatic versus
I want to see them to fight
Gentlemates yesterday.
Well.
They went 2-0.
I want to see your casters.
And on Abyss, they won 11 rounds on attack in a row.
Thank you, Yinsu, Billy, and Tombiz. You're up here now. Quite a little escape and act you've been going for this week. You are indeed. Listen, a tale
quite
as old
a
as
solid
time
side,
when it comes
Fnatic.
to Fnatic
I didn't
versus Foot and True
think they could get better than
down
what their roster was
again,
last
Tom.
year.
But these teams,
I think
look a little
Fnatic are
different
better
last
than
time
what
we
they
saw
were
them
last
face
year.
off
Like
against each
Kayak
other.
is
Any
fucking
hot tips, any
crazy.
favorites from you
Kayak is
coming into the
Durka on
server here in the
steroids.
lower bracket?
That's the thing. If you go off the last couple of results,
Some of the
I think
shots that
Fnatic
Kayak's been
definitely
landing,
look better.
2
Like
minutes
their
till
match
GENG.
yesterday, they make good adaptations.
Well, 2 minutes till they
At the
start
same
yapping about
time,
T1 GENG.
Foot getting
Some of the shots that
destroyed
Kayak's been
like
landing
I don't
has
expect
been
that to happen again.
absolutely fucking
Switched up the
incredible.
map pool, even gone into a map where
Here we go.
Fnatic looks strong. That makes me
Granicle.
feel confident in this team. And by golly, they've done it.
I want to cast, but
They're at the B site.
Not yet. They've started outside the B site, Tom. Perhaps it's 12 rounds B. Who knows what Fnatic have in store for us, as you alluded to, yes. And
discount
Zeus,
bro. His name is XEUS.
rounds on the A site. It was quite the consistent affair, but the spike is here.
Exius,
it's made it to be early on, as have Fnatic crossing
Elon
the
Musk
site
was
now.
name his kid.
But it will not last long on the site with Zeus around, Sheriff in hand, and he's ripped 2 heads clean off out of Captain.
Oh, sit,
That's
boy.
the pick right back. Chronicle.
Sit, little
He's been
guy.
putting up big numbers
Ooh, sit, little guy.
Okay,
Seating up Chronicle.
soon. Back to a 3v3. It's
Take a
winnable
seat.
for Fnatic, Tom, but they have lost a lot of HP.
That's the reason this guy's the #1 rated breach, and although his utility is good, his shots are better.
Dude,
the thing is, though,
as much as I was memeing
they're
on
up against
Exius, he's
Zeus,
having a heater of a round.
looking to take over the round.
Yeah, he aced it.
With an ace.
He aced it.
There were rumors.
Good on him.
The Fnatic wanted to get this man.
My
and
bad
the
for
first
memeing on
round
you, bro.
he plays against
Your name
them,
sucks
he
dick
gets
still.
an ace.
You do look like
He's
something
given
that
them
Elon
good
Musk would name his
reason
kid.
to regret not picking
I
him
said
up.
it.
My goodness.
I said
An
it.
ace, and the tone
the stream.
is set for this map. We
Bonk.
saw Fnatic go to
Nope.
the other side
Bonk.
of the map.
Mute.
We saw them get on site, and there
Nope.
was a little bit of a hiccup. Chronicle, a player who's delivered, steps up yet again for the double, but it doesn't matter in the face of this brilliance. A young guy on the server, and the only kill
Is that a vape in his
for
hand?
his team.
Why is he so blinged out that
On
good? You
his
seen that
side,
shit?
5-0.
That guy's crazy bling.
Second round, well, it won't be much from
Holy.
Fnatic. No surprises for those of you who watch a bit of Valorant. After you lose that pistol, there's not a whole lot to invest into, but they have gone for some sheriffs of their own.
I'm actually gonna have a breakdown. Like, I know it's only
There's
round
2 sheriffs,
but
and Kayak doesn't have
we
one,
didn't
bro.
see
Why are
them
they
go
giving
to this
crashes
part
to
of the
sheriff,
map
not
the
Kayak?
entirety of the
Maybe
game.
he's sick.
The thing is to talk just
Gotta
a little
hope
bit
Fnatic
more
win,
about
man.
the compositions. I think
Ew,
breaking
that's why
into
he's getting- that's
what's
why he's
there
doing the
for
sheriff.
Foot is going to be more difficult.
strat is to
Plenty
int him.
of delay available, and that is the spike, by the way.
Nice
that
strat,
has been
guys.
delivered over to the side
Classic
of Foot.
Fnatic.
So you
Well
might have had some
played.
hopes for this round. I would say that they should be almost completely diminished because
It's just they sent him in.
the defense can just
Oh,
rotate
shit,
over.
Royce to pull off the
Zeus,
map.
by the way, he's got his ult online. Not that surprising, but he does have it.
Oh, it's so cooked.
It is really cool to see.
That's right, come on.
This utility usage.
Ew! Wait, Chronicle.
that we're
Oh
talking
my
about.
goodness.
You've got mid under control.
Why
You've
can
got
you just
A
body
under control as
What
well
is
as the wall.
that?
That's
That
why
shouldn't
there's
be
4
loud.
players here, and look how
There's like
easy
100%
they
fucking
make it look.
accuracy
An
on it.
in-zone flawless 4
Oh my
foot
god, that guy is
and a
fucking
2
locked
and
in. Why
0
is he wearing a
start.
jumper?
But that was kind
Rep
of
your
an easy
team, little
round.
guy.
Their opponents didn't have much. There's always dangers. We've seen plenty of teams fall
All of them
to
are
those
wearing
kind of
different shit,
buys,
bro. Foot.
or at least have a dent in their economy afterwards.
That
After
is
a flawless
that's a
start,
crazy tactic.
A 2-0
That is a crazy
beginning.
tactic.
It's
They didn't even
Fnatic
flash for him.
purchasing up
Just
rifles
fucking
and
sent
a
him on.
chance for the fight back from Foot.
Mate,
Early
honestly, if
on,
that
though,
worked, it would've
early
been fucking
days,
insane, though.
There's already an
That's
ultimate
fair.
online coming into
I
round
read
3
it
in
as
the
a
hands of Zeus. That's what a 6-0 start's going to get you.
Yeah, a chance for him to really cause some
Alright,
problems.
yeah.
Even going to chuck away the sniper to a teammate. And
Here we go.
go in with the rifle himself, and you can see it. It does look like Fnatic's stance is, okay, they've seen everything we've got on one side. Let's try and put pressure on the other side. Kayak has just gunned
I was
it all the
hyping
way
this guy's
down
aim up
mid,
and he can't shoot a drone.
taking a lot of space for the team. And it does
Tap
seem
him.
like pressure eventually
Give him a bonk!
is
No.
going to come in onto Yerege, but
Tap him.
I'll be honest, it might be his first time playing this agent. I have a lot of faith.
Yeah, no doubt a man who can put up numbers.
Woo!
See if that
How cracked are you?
utility to this side of the map reaps
The way
any
he turned
reward
that
for
is
them.
like one of
At
the
least the
filthiest
kill,
things I've ever
the wall
seen.
that slows down
That was like
reinforcements. It's
0.5
cut
seconds from looking
them
away to
into
looking back.
a
Ooh,
slower
see you later, buddy.
play that Kayak takes
That guy was holding that
advantage
angle
of,
too with a
creeping
sniper,
his
and
way
he got a
through
shot
the
off.
spawn. Good trades by
Spike
Chronicle.
down,
Spike
B.
retrieved. And the man advantage on the back of it. Still, though,
Uraxus.
blow for blow, with the weaponry Foot have brought to bear in this round, it's not a terrible
Win, no?
start.
Like this round is kind of impossible for like Foot.
Fnatic are
Oh my god,
clearly
particularly this rotate, no? This is
questioning where those remaining 2 are going to be.
Yeah, this is
You'd
impossible.
have the expectation after
that's like
finding
too
that many
slow for
kills
that.
over on the
No.
B side of the map that
Yeah, imagine that
they
they're
will
too
make
slow and
this
they can't plan in
rotation
time. That'd be fucking hilarious.
The only worry here is what weaponry can be retrieved. Because like right now,
I'm a bit
you talk about
concerned.
this 2 versus 3 if the spike was down on the B side with
No, okay, that's
not
fine.
only having post plant available for Boaster, but also Chronicle alive in the late round.
Right.
I'd be very confident. If maybe another gun goes into the hands
Okay,
of Foot,
the 4
and they
seconds
get
is
into an
best,
after plant retake over on A,
Are we in draft?
I wouldn't say it's likely,
yapping.
but I feel like there's more possibilities than there were with him running in with the Spectre.
I'll give you that. Time, though,
This
is going to be the issue.
Doesn't
for
one-shot
Fnatic.
anyone on Fnatic.
Even with this composition,
Chronicle
they're
live on
playing
2 HP.
on site. In a way, this may catch
Wow,
them off
Chronicle has-
guard.
oh, holy
If
shit,
you're
round
Foot
3.
walking back in, not just the utility, the star, the stun, but the rolling thunder you highlighted, Tom. This is
This is
a lot
impossible.
of utility that should be in
Bonk.
main, and
See you later.
instead it's
Dude, he's
sitting on
fucking
the
looking
site
good,
at a
Chronicle.
captain. Got
Oh!
off. Nice shot by Krax, and he tries for the adjustment, but nothing will
His name's
stop
Krax,
Chronicle on a
okay.
tear. The 3-piece on the board, the first round for Fnatic secured.
Well done,
Yeah,
Fnatic.
he is one of the few players that you get a positive rating out of when playing on this agent. And a lot of that stuff will be whether or not you're surviving or getting kills or whatever. But the thing is, he is just able to still put up numbers in these late round positions. That was the exact goal for Fnatic with this comp. It's Kayak and Alpha. They take the space, they fight aggressively, and then you have the three
the same
remaining
thing every time
in the
Fnatic win a
post-round.
round.
The thing is,
Nice.
so far,
Good job.
Alpha has been quiet, and that makes this comp
I love that
not
guy.
work anywhere near as well. And while for Foot, they still have that ultimate online, now have full rifles coming up. This is where the game truly begins.
It is, and with Fnatic having the Rolling Thunder, well, the battlefield seems fairly evenly set for now. Foot have their opportunities. Information with that ultimate is often going to be in play. The drone here seeks some info on middle, but it doesn't see anyone. And Fnatic wise that there may now be a small window for them to exploit. They make their way right down middle. I thought this could have been a contact eventually. They might shift it, but no, the Rolling Thunder's gone in. And so too have the players. Alpha already through the choke point. Boaster good for the trade.
Fnatic.
B has been overwhelmed.
Absolutely cleaned
The
them up.
players on the other side of the map, Tom, with credits where they're at in a 2v4
I think everyone on
phase.
Fnatic turned that.
Without information until the mid-round, you could see that it was uncomfortable for Foot.
Now, as we come back into things, and the barrier soon to go up. Still that ult for Zeus. I don't
If
see
you're
a
ult, I'm
shorty
gonna laugh.
purchased up though, so I'm not certain
Okay,
that it's going to be used. And if it is, it will just be for point of contact info.
The fact he bought light
Around
shields
like
and
this
you think
with
like
two rifles, though,
like
you're going to have very
Exius.
limited
I thought
ability
Exius is
to
gonna ult
follow
because he
up
bought
on
light
that
shields.
information.
But 3
So
members
perhaps
would
it
have
is best
fucking classics.
saved for
Elite
the future.
classicos.
A gate crash for the rotation.
no.
These players
Oh,
are
no,
miles
you haven't
away.
seen him.
The only one with a
You
rifle
haven't
on
seen
this
him,
side
man.
have to put up numbers.
didn't-
Does
well,
well
you
to take
didn't
Alpha
check
the
behind the
wall,
box,
buys a
man.
bit more time. The smoke that
Okay,
they have to
it
walk
doesn't mean
through, but
anything
they
because
caught an
Fnatic,
angle
their
and
protocol's
taken
too
him
good
down.
now.
With Boaster and Chronicle both putting numbers up, the B site almost
I feel like Boaster's gotten
uncontested. The players
so
in the spawn
good
have
recently.
rotated
Like,
in.
his
The
aim is
shock
looking
darts
crazy.
tickling a few players up, but for the most part, it's just one rifle that they're up against. It's an ult from Zeus, not likely to be thrown in unless major damage is found.
Okay.
Ready, not going great. They do manage one, and Krax is still standing. Always a chance he can turn the
You know what's this guy's
round, but not in
POV? You
this
can just tell he's
case.
had 10 Red Bulls.
This Kayak,
Like when they show us POV, you can
Come up
actually
with a
tell
double.
he's sitting on 10 Red Bulls.
I have to say, I
He's
massively
crazy. He like he
impressed
goes
with
so
him
quick.
over the last couple of matches. It was a
Nope. Is that
case
draft?
where I think we
Ooh,
looked at
looks
this
a bit
squad
like
and
it.
go, oh, the Durka replacement's not really the Durka replacement, but I think in yesterday's game, you could argue he was up there. Now, of course, facing off against Zeus, who has had a very good
They
start.
do
to
call
the
him. They
game.
call him Zeus.
An ace in the pistol, you can't really write much more than that.
Bonk.
I'm waiting to see what he has otherwise, because that ult's
Okay,
now
well,
been online. It's been online for 3
that
rounds
looks
in
like
a row.
draft to
We
me.
haven't seen
Oh,
any
coach
sort
is
of
on there.
set play around it.
Alright.
Have to expect that.
We're watching this until the game starts. And
You really do. Zeus certainly
I don't really
has
give a fuck
set
about
play in
draft.
mind. It was
and
just
I
a straight
am
up
interested-
aggression.
well, I do
but
give a fuck about
perhaps
draft, but
the mid-round is
I don't
where
like
we
Phyllis
wanna
draft.
pad the gap of that information.
I like it
Zeus
anymore.
activates
I've had enough.
the ultimate. It's
I'm all
certainly
good.
not the early round. And, well, by the
No, I've watched
okay,
more
it's
of
going to be
them.
now, just before the spike
But
goes
I've watched
down,
like
clearing
I've
the
casted
site
through. I've
underneath.
watched like a fuck ton of league.
Spike's gone the other way.
The spike's out of here, yeah.
It's just a ruse. Like they sent
Let's
all
go
of
A.
this in.
By the way,
alongside
in
Cosmic
all
Divide
11 of
to
the
try and
rounds that
open up
Fnatic
the
won
A
in a
side.
row,
Again,
when I was
Yenergy has been
watching
put
an
under
A
pressure,
versus
but he's done
Fnatic,
well. He's
they,
used
every
those
single one of them,
blinds
they
to
went
delay
A.
as much
They
as
just fucking
possible.
kept going
And
A.
there's still the wall
And
that they have
Gentlemates,
to
they
get
had a
past.
round where they
Fnatic almost have to
four-stacked
time
A.
this together.
Like
Otherwise,
four
players
of
can't
Gentlemates
be
stacked on A,
trapped.
and
That
Fnatic
has
just hit the side and killed them all.
Left outside the
Fucking won
site.
anyway.
They can isolate these battles,
The
leaving
only round
Crashies
that
alone.
Gentlemates won was like
Boaster now
I
with
think
a
the very last round.
operator.
Fnatic just like
But they know that there's still potential of this being a B.
I'll like check in on the drop. But I don't want to
Even
look at
if
the
Alpha
LCK
was still
stream
on that B
just
side,
because I feel like
he was
it might be
still
illegal.
embedded deep. The chances
So
of
I'll
them
like-
getting the
I'll
spike
like
down,
glance at it
not
every
looking
so
too
often,
good
but
with
I'm
an
not
operator in
co-streaming,
play.
okay? This is not a
Not looking
co-stream.
like it's worth the risk either. So, with 25 on the clock, and I think with closer to 40 on the clock, the save has been called by Fnatic. They'll pump brakes and wait, see a foot push into them. And if anything, they probably hope that they won't. Although, you know, if you take a couple of foot players down right now with where their economy's at, it would definitely be worthwhile putting that dent in the economy. That's why you see Foot sitting back and waiting patiently.
No, I also like the way that Foot are taking these gambles at the moment
Why
because
didn't I
I think
skip
like
them?
potential solo site anchors like a Cypher or a
So I'm best of
Killjoy,
them.
and although you can have
Again,
aspects that delay for a few
terrified of
seconds,
Doran on
the
best
Vice
of
is very different.
who is red side,
Like the
actually?
Vines
Dunk.
mean that if he
2-1.
pops both of them, you're running
See how
through and
quick
taking
I am
a
at
lot of
grabbing that
damage.
information?
Maybe
That was
Alpha
crazy.
can go
That was
and
insane.
pop,
That was like
or
fucking
you could have the TP
locked in.
through as
I
well.
grabbed that shit.
But then if you go, you're trapped.
Yep.
There's no opportunity. So you can see what Fnatic were doing. They're like, okay, we all need to step over
only
this
person
wall at
watching
the
my
same
stream is
time.
me.
We know where it's going to be.
I'm talking to
One
myself.
player didn't. I think that might have been to plan. I think Boaster
That's
not
sad.
running into the site as expected. Looks like, though, might get an early battle outside this A site again.
Yeah, never seen this one from Fnatic, except for their entire last game. Looking at the A site, same sort of control. Boaster watching the B push up. He might go to cut rotations late, or likely playing the spawn around the post plant. It feels like they'll commit in. And with Kayak having the ultimate to clear the way,
Galio Lee Sin, sorry,
could be a logical choice. The stun online for Chronicle. That ultimate could spot a player.
Yeah, I mean,
the stun
dude, if
could
your
go
Yorick
in.
clan ever gets opted that
We'll see what
quickly,
happens after
that's
that.
like an immediately
But
just
no,
like
they
fucking, okay, get me out.
definitely are biding their time,
You
perhaps
just walk
waiting
down the
for
side
that
and you're
extra
in.
element of
The
Alpha
second you
around.
send it out, he
Like
instantly
this
gets
as well.
tapped.
If you look at some of the utility on
It's
the other
fucking
side
like,
of the
okay.
map, they have read
No
that
thanks, all
Yoru
good.
ultimate is online because their Vice setup is passive. They are expecting to have to play retake, so they're on a retake setup over here on B, and then on A they're playing more heavily aggressive so that they could potentially fight this one back. Foot are reading that ultimate is in place. It's just whether or not those two players can hold the line.
Bonk! Okay.
Kayak, well, my bad. He's not getting past that line, and Zeus has stepped in to help from above. Sure, they found their pick with the Hunter's Fury, but no access to sight for now. Fnatic are left outside of A. And at this point, 25 seconds if they're going to go somewhere else, which it looks like they are. They'll need to be fast. They'll have Vice utility to
I would be
contend
such a
against.
bad wall hacker for that reason. There's a Rumble
Just
Galio
around the corner.
versus Quay.
Yeah,
Okay, this
Shay
drop looks
even
cool,
activates
actually.
the thorns just in
This drop
time.
looks
15
cool.
seconds. Why not put it
Oh,
down
my
now?
back is so
Smoke for
sad.
heaven at least going to be
I
in
have a
play.
chronic
But
back
Boaster
injury.
has
I
to
don't
bide
use
his time. He won't be helpful
Chronic, is
in
that the right
getting this
word?
spike down.
I don't
In
know.
fact,
It's
it
either
needs to
back
be
injury
planted here and
that is
now.
fucking
No
miserable
time.
with
If
it.
the spam works, it could be the end of the
Boaster
game.
just
The end of the round at the very least. But out of Captain,
He's not happy.
punishing Boaster, not caught out by the flank. A 3v2. The advantage is still there for Foot on the defense.
There's going to need to be a shot connected. You can see the defense already locking them into the site, but that's where they already were. Crashy's trying to get up close, but he's been spotted.
Bonk. Okay.
Leaves him in no man's land. It's all left on to Chronicle. He's been fantastic with this breach operator. Not something I thought I'd say before, but can he win them the round? Two players still standing, watching his angle. He lands another. And it got the aftershock to delay them completely.
He's so fucking
a
good, Chronicle.
1v3 on a breach with an up, and sure, the final shot won't go his way,
so
but
fucking
it
good, actually.
matters
That's
not
amazing.
for Chronicle.
Wukong Jinx.
At the end of the day, the Red Bull clutch is
Draft is
all they
Galio,
need.
Quay,
Live or
no,
die. The
Galio,
round
Lee Sin,
falls to
no,
Fnatic,
Galio,
the
Rumble,
lead with it.
Wukong, Quay, Lee Sin, Jinx.
This was, I mean, for the start of the round that they had, Cracks finding the pick that he did, the punish as well,
fact that
coming in
Fnatic won that
onto
round is
Alpha
the
here,
crime.
Zeus getting here just in
Dude,
time to
Boaster's
defend
flank was
from
so
up above
close
in
to being
heaven.
really good.
This looked perfect.
Oh, the setup from Foot was sublime. Like, they read on the round, they look into the fact, okay, Kayak has his ult, we'll give up this space. If he pushes too far, he gets locked in with us, we kill him. We play passive with both initiators, so if anybody plays into the site, they get revealed by our utility. Setup was great.
After a winning round, by the way.
Interestingly, are the ones calling this timeout. Keep in mind, this is the team that won 4 of the last 5 rounds, so if that's not proactivity from the coaching staff, I don't know what is.
Yeah, I think it's more just, firstly, you might need to calm the team down after Chronicle does that. I know I was excited, but also, that was a round you shouldn't have won.
The
So why shouldn't you have won it? What went wrong? What read did they have? How can you beat that? And I think even going forward into this round, I think they've had some struggles with Yedajay's utility. I think although you might not see him at the top of the board, it's been irritating. So it might just be something that they can look to adapt. Already though, the hunt for information is there from the defense. They have pushed up fairly aggressively over on that A site.
So it's time
They've
before
able to
last
at
if Fnatic
least
played this map, they got fucking
double up a
slaughtered.
player or
I think
two,
this
or
is
even
still
just
elimination, by
rotate
the way. I
one
think there's
over.
3 elimination matches in a row for Fnatic.
Well,
Now playing against a really good team.
Foot
now.
have sent 2
Fresh? Are you
players
kidding me?
extra to the B side. We're going to have a 4-man stack up. By the looks
Let me go back to business then. There's a kiss. Going into the game now. I can actually full screen the LCK.
There's a lot
Unmute
of
it,
tools,
so we
you
can
know,
begin.
with Fresh and the Quay and the Lee Sin that can disengage. So I do feel like by not going and engage support, they lack that.
All right, well,
degree,
someone's going to win this
but
series here.
The thing they've gained in return is a lot of scaling, a lot of team fight cleanup with the Zeri Lulu. Genji have
It's going to be fun.
Udia. You know, I just think it's going to be a struggle because when the fights start, the team fight from T1 is just so much better. And Genji, it's not like they have a composition that like rolls early. So
Dude, why are T1 fans so pretty looking? I guess they're not all. She's hiding herself, bro. That was a weird thing to say. Okay, there's some. I guess people are just pretty looking. To be fair, that's just how it is. Zeri Lulu. Is that T1's comp? Ew, idiot top. Fuck this team. If that's T1, fuck T1. That has to be GenG though. Yeah. yeah. Ah, fuck that team. Oh my god, fuck idiot top. That's so gross. I hate idiot top. He's gonna like W start. Okay. All right, let's lock it in then. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Coming into Game 3. Get excited. This is T1 versus GenG, Game 3. I didn't think it was going to go this far. I thought this was going to be a very, very quick, humbling 2-0 for GenG. Just a little bit of a clapping session for T1 as Keen walking into the bot side jungle here. Hovering his team saying to T1, hey, we're going to lane swap on you. Look, I'm bot. But it could be a diversion. I don't know if either team actually wants to lane swap here. I think all the matchups for both teams quite winnable, quite playable. It's just about whether or not T1 or GenG think they get a strategic advantage from lane swapping. It might be that. As Keen stays bot side while the Ruler and Duro copping a reset. Although, there's Keen's reset, and with the new changes to Home Guard, he is in time to make it to top. Not going to lose any XP. Where's he walking, Keen? He's going to walk mid. Yeah, okay, so T1's the one opting for the lane swap. They think they can get the strategic advantage. Keen walking out mid with Duro and Ruler as well. Also walking out mid are those two. And Chovy, QE's on the wave. Canyon starting on Raptors, and this is why, because GenG want to contest this with 4 people. Now Canyon walks up, doesn't steal the Raptor away. Zona's the one to get the smite there, but he isn't going to hit level 2. He is going to hit level 2. That's a failed play from Canyon. He used smite. That's a little teamer. I need that emote. That's great. That's a failed play right there for GenG. That went quite poorly. Canyon uses smite and didn't get the camp, so now he's down a lot of tempo. There's the W star Udyr that I talked about. But realistically, let's be honest, has a top laner in the LCK over the past 2 years ever been able to play the game? The answer is no. Look at this poor guy. It's just sad. You think I'd be over it at this point because I've watched that every game? I'm not. I'm mad about it. I'm a top laner. And to see my people humbled like that as Doran's flash forced out 2 minutes, 20 seconds in the game because of a great hook from Duro. To see my people humbled, chained up, forced to sit 5 feet back. The most noble race in all of League of Legends is the top laner. And we're oppressed. Free us. Don't force us into these lane swap situations. Carrier, what are you doing? That's a Canyon right there. He's hovered by Keen, but he's actually just trying to 1v1 him. Carrier, what are we doing? Carrier's going to kill Canyon. Oh my god, he stole the... Oh my goodness, Carrier's a freak. Carrier's a freak. Canyon's dead. Canyon is dead. Canyon is down. Keen's going to die as well. That's a way to get first 2 kills. T1. Carrier's walked into the enemy jungle. La 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 la. He waltzed up. Notice that Canyon's trying to take his Krugs and abuse the fact that Lee Sin's blind, taking out the disabled man. That's really mean. That's messed up, Carrier. That's not what you do. Doran's down on the bottom side of the map. It's a bloodbath, as opposed to the last couple games. We've seen very slow, controlled play from everyone. Doran's died on bot. King's died on top. Canyon's died in jungle. Canyon's tried for an invade. He screwed it up. Carrier's running around bloodthirsty, one-shotting people as Lulu. What is going on this game? We'll take a look at what led to this. Did Canyon really try to start his Raptors while Carrier's just hitting him? Wow, he did. Because he's W, no Q, Canyon. That's just so much damage, isn't it, that Lulu? And he steals that. You see that? He steals that away there, right there. Plus 15 onto Carrier. Tries to flash and then Q, but Carrier also flashes it. Sidesteps the Q very calmly. As here's a dive. Might have Durand used to taunt up Keen and instantly one-shot him. Carrier takes the tower. Perfectly executed there by T1. Keen goes down and he's 1 and 2 now. Udyr top being punished, rightfully so. As it should be, in my personal opinion. As much as the top lane race is oppressed, it's people like him who keep us down in the dumps. Bloody Udyr top. Chovy gets a lot of priority in mid because of that Faker roam, but the value Faker gets from that roam is measurable and better than dropping a couple of mid waves. This is what happened to Doran on the bot side. I think it's just a great hook from Duro's Got his movement locked in, doesn't he? That's a brutal combo. That's why this Thresh Jinx is so good. How long you can CC someone for with the combination of that Flay in the Flame Chompers. Then the top dive from T1. Trades all around the map there. Great W from Faker. It's so hard to live or die versus Galio. He W's then he E's backwards so that the knockup is instant. And he also has the momentum going outwards. He's traveling away. It's easy to get out of the tower range there. Now we're back into normal lane states here. And this is much more viewable to a newer viewer of League of Legends. Maybe play some solo queue. This is what your games look like. This is better. Just pretend that nothing happened for the first 5 minutes. And now we're back to normal League. GENG firmly in the driver's seat in bot. But top is a disaster. 1-0 is Ruler. 2-0 is Smash. We haven't seen a game state where they're both fed before. Both of them running rampant in their respective games this series. Ruler had an absolutely amazing game last game. Smash had an insane one in the first one. There's a Spiraling Despair used by Chovy. Are we seeing another solo kill by Chovy in this series? QW could finish the kill, but Faker is never going to get hit by that. Let's be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves here. No solo kill opportunity there. Great level 6 timer from Faker. E over the wall from Smash, dodging away from that. Thresh. And his hungering hook. The fight for bot priority is quite vicious here. Both T1 and GENG want it, but I think T1 finally understanding they need to give it away. This is a very, very fight-heavy game. T1 and GENG, both of them, not relenting. They want priority. They want pressure everywhere on the map at once, and Canyon wants this grub, and he's gonna not get it, I don't think. Did he get it? He did. I can't tell. I can't tell who got it because I wasn't looking at it before, but I can tell you something, which is that Canyon is dead. He's dead. He's gone down for that one. So particularly if he didn't get the grub there, I think Ona got to be feeling pretty glib with himself this game. Ona must have got the grub actually because he came late, right? And T1 have one grub, so I think Canyon didn't get the grub and still died just then, which is brutal. That's brutal. And Ona should be feeling pretty glib with himself. He's 0-0-4. He's facilitated every kill on C1. He's also gotten every objective so far. Drake is up, though. Canyon's on the bot side of the map. Top is also a bloodbath up here. A lot of fighting, just scrapping everywhere on the map right now. T1 and GENG, blow for blow. But it seems to be T1 coming out on top, winning the plays when they matter most. Equalizer now online for Doran. And the one good part about Udyr is that he, thankfully, doesn't have a very good ultimate. Or any ultimate at all, in fact. Take a look at this play again. Yeah, he doesn't get it. Ona's the one to secure that. Great W there from Canyon. I thought he was out here, but 3 members of T1 collapse on him. Not one person from GENG to back him up, and he dies alone and afraid in the red side jungle. Faker forces out Chovy's flash there. It's pretty impressive there, honestly, from Faker. And the bot side, Zeri's used the ult and flash force from Duro as well. Smash wants this fight and he wants it now. Has Q, has flash, has cleanse, and he's going to do it. On top of Ruler, no excitement for this Jinx. And it's a 2v2 double kill for Smash in the bot lane. Carrier and Smash looking great down here. Using Smash's level 6 timer, using the fact that Zeri's level 6 a lot better than Jinx's level 6 in the 1v1. Now we've got a 4-0 Zeri in the 6-2 game. This is not what you want to be if you're a GENG fan right now. Hope you didn't bet money on them this game, because this is looking very, very tough. Now, it is the same as the first game in that I think that GENG have the outscale. I think Udyr outscales. I think that Jinx outscales. I think that Hui outscales. It's not as cut and dry as it was in the first game, because Rumble and Zeri both have good scale. But I think that GENG, there's hope in this game for them. So if you are holding out for GENG to win this, we take a look at this level up timer abuse here from Smash. The hook slam by Duro looks good. The flame chompers are good, but the heal comes through before the ignite, and then Zeri gets all fired up. Good flash from Duro. But, I mean, it's just too much damage, right? It's not even outplayable. You just kill him. That's kind of what happened here, is that ADC had a little bit more damage than the other one. He clicked him to death. Well played by Smash, though. Secure those kills, capitalize on the level up timer, use the flash to fall up from Ruler, dodge out from the damage. Now Ona hovering bot wants to exacerbate the lead that Smash has right now. If he's able to, that will break open the game. If Smash can go from 4-0 to 5-0, we can see what he's been able to do with the lead so far in the LCK. Has made a name for himself for sure in this series. I mean, as a replacement to Gumi Yushi, you'd expect him to be good. There's a lane gank here. There's a lane gank here. They don't know about Canyon Carrier. Oh no, this is bad. This is about to be absolutely lethal. There's the R-Flash. Canyon with an insane insect. Smash is going to go down to Ruler, who's about to get very excited because he's got plus 613 gold. That's a special type of excitement right there. Canyon has hit one of the best insects I've seen all year. All year. That was amazing. My mic cut out, didn't it? My mic just cut out for that. That sucks. When did I do that? That sucks. I hope it wasn't. That's all right. That's one of the best insects I've ever seen. That was lovely. It was from so far away. Well played to Canyon there. And that slows down the game a lot. That's very, very good for GENG. Main reason is because the person who benefits from that is Ruler. And in very Ruler fashion, he's down 2 kills, but he's up 20 gold. This is what we saw in game 1 as well. He's just farming better. He's just doing better. Ruler is a very consistent player. He loves to play slow, loves to play consistently. When he gets a gold lead, he doesn't let it go. Now he's down 1 wave. That's going to be equalized out when he gets the next one. And the fact that he's able to be on equal footing with a 4-1 Zeri when he himself has gotten almost no resources for the team, from the team. It's a good sign. The other good sign for GENG is that Chovy is Chovying 10 CS per minute on Hwei mid right now. And Chovy and Ruler, that's a pair that can carry a game. You don't need anything else. All you need is people to facilitate for them, and they'll do the work. That's proven time and time again by this GENG roster. Smash might be overstepped here. Keen wants this fight. QW from Hwei. Going to do a fair amount of damage to that. Poor Zeri there. The life of an ADC. You get beat up and you get hurt. Let's take a look at this insect in first person. Oh my dear God, man. There's no, you can't commentate that. There's no words for that. That's emotive. All that is emotional right there from me. Because that truly was gorgeous. That was one of the prettiest things I've seen in the league in a while. Doran might be in a bit of trouble though. First tower will go over T1 though. That's important. Because T1 already has that feat of warfare. So if they get first tower top, and they are going to get first tower top, that's feat of strength for T1. And already in a winning position, T1 gets to snowball that lead even harder, though Doran might be the trade. The reward for GENG for giving over top tower. They are going to get it. Spiraling Despair used in mid. Canyon lives too. So, they lose feats of strength, sure. They kill that poor Rumble under his tower, and they get the bot tier 1. GENG, probably on the happy end of that trade, given that feats of strength, there's not one person on T1 who really wants to build Swifties, so they're not that good this game. Zeri's already opted into her boots, and she can't go Swifties, so yeah, I think T1 fairly confident that they're on the winning end of that. Now that the boots are a little bit weaker than people thought they were. So you take a look at the events of this dive again. It starts from kick into the wall, followed by flame chompers, followed by the hook. It's impossible to outplay that there if you're Doran. Nothing to do. I like that they start with a kick. They start with a point and click CC. They don't try to hook him first. They don't try to use the flay. They guarantee that he's going to be in the wall, and then they use the stuff that you need to try and aim. Because Doran, maybe, if he had flash, he could outplay the hook. He did have flash, so you can't outplay getting kicked in the mouth. Something I was taught in the soccer team when I was very young. Ooh, Duro looking for another hook there, but Carrier walks in a straight line. Duro wasn't expecting that one. And he outplays him. It's one of the things you see oftentimes at the highest level. The best way to dodge a thresh hook is to pretend like you're at a lower level. Because Duro respects Carrier's movement so much. He respects his... As a player, he understands that Carrier's always going to try and dodge it. So Carrier saves himself from the hook by not trying to dodge it. Walking in a straight line. Now Ona wants this red buff, and if this would very much be in line with the game we've seen so far, T1 and GENG fighting to the death over a red buff, as Chovy is absolutely chunking everyone when I look at him, and it is in line with the game, as Ona's the one to secure the red buff, and Canyon's the one on the losing end of the trade. Instant cleanse from Flash on the great hook from Duro. Galliol gets cancelled in top, though. Keen using that Udyr stun. So, T1 get top push. GENG get bot push. T1 use their top push to create a play on the red buff, which GENG try to stop, but they're unable to, leading to Ona getting a small cap lead Look at the amount of plates that went over in this game. That just shows you how bloodthirsty this game is. It's such an accelerated game. 14 minutes in, 25,000 gold on both teams. But the gold leads in the individual lanes are negligible at best. 82 in the ADC, 118 in mid, 227 in the jungle. We are looking at a deadlocked game, ladies and gentlemen. One Drake in GENG, the only thing really differentiating the two teams. But even that, 5 grubs in favor of T1. You can say, you can make arguments for either team being ahead here. Personally, I think I'm leaning towards T1. I'm leaning towards T1 because I think the way they have to execute the fights is less reliant on just 2 people. I think if Ona has a really good fight, they can win off that. I think if Faker has a really good fight, they can win off that. I think if Smash has a really good fight, they're guaranteed to win off that. Whereas on GENG, I think you need both Ruler and Chovy to step up in one team fight in order to have the type of impact we need. Now, that's not unlikely. I'm not saying that's an unlikely thing. In fact, I think it's more likely than not that both Ruler and Chovy have a really good team fight. But it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not a win condition that you want to reliably play around. Not the type of thing, not the position you want to be in as GENG. You want to be in a position where everyone on your team, including Keen, including Canyon, has the ability to impact a fight. And while it's true, it's just not too true to the same extent that it is on T1, as Canyon finds a little bit of an engage on Ona there, but the hook from Duro changes the target to Carrier, who flashes away, but he's made the Jinx excited. And now, Ruler wants to fight this fight. T1 understand that, though, and they're not going to let him. Ooh, another hook from Duro, finding so much value on the Thresh. And the Spiraling Despair, followed by the QW, is going to take out that poor top laner, but it's a trade of top laners, as King got a little bit excited there. He's not playing Jinx, though. And he gets taken down for it. Faker TP's in. Straight into the Hui EW. GENG, get Prio and midwave. Orchestrate a play off the back of Duro's brilliance. And now they take Herald. They love these hook champions, GENG. Lehen's on the Blitzcrank was something we used to see all throughout last year, but now Duro on Thresh. Bringing back a champ we haven't seen in the meta in a very long time. Never see Thresh, and he's showing us why it used to be meta a very long time ago. Take a look at this fight again. My eyes are on Canyon, but it's Duro you need to watch. Bang! Disguises the hook animation with his auto attack on the control ward. And he flash hooks Faker here as well, as he's going to go down, feeding kills to Ruler by the hand. Duro saying, have this, have that. Or rather, by the hook, you might say. Equalizer on the top wave, going to stop GENG in their tracks. But it's futile. Next wave, top tower is going to fall. Doran knows that. Now we get to watch the replay, because Faker's not getting hooked on mid. Watch Duro's hook on Carrier there. It's the same story. We've seen this 6 or 7 times this game. It's the exact same way they get the kill, is the hook into the flame chompers. Then there's another hook into the flame chompers, and the flash this time, but he's Spiraling Despair from Hui, can't get away. Then there's another hook. Look at this. Duro, yet again initiating the play. Hex flash this time, but it's Flame Chompers first, though, from Ruler. Actually might have had that solo kill himself. Duro, to lock him down, secures it. For the team. But now you're looking at a completely different game set. I said that GENG may have been slightly behind before. I would say they're completely favored now. Duro showing us that I was wrong. That he himself can carry a team fight. The individual impact of Chovy is there. The individual impact of Ruler is there. But realistically, Duro has the ability to change the game by himself, and he's showing us that right now. Every team fight from him has been perfect so far. Now Smash has to step up. Smash with a massive role to play. Ona with a massive role to play. Needs to find some value with that Cyclone. There's the Lee Sin Q. Marking out Faker. Who's not going to be deterred. Takes out that control ward. Now he's looking for Carrier Canyon. Wants the space here. And GENG are getting aggressive. They want the fight. The EW lands. Couldn't see the animation because it's a little bit bugged though. Faker walks out. Walks it off. Without losing even an inch of HP. 2 minutes on Dragon. It's 50 seconds till Atacon. 19 minutes in the game. This is often when it slows down. This is often when the teams start realizing the stakes of their next misplay. Of their next misplay are very high. The next team to screw up once is the team that loses Atacon. And in the game state like this, losing Atacon can snowball very hard into losing the game. It's what we've seen the past 2 games. Every single game that I've watched of the LCK, this split that I've casted, the team to secure Atacon first has been, obviously there's no second Atacon, but the team to secure Atacon has been the team to win the game. It's as simple as that. Every single game I watched. And that's what's spawning in 10 seconds here, ladies and gentlemen. That's the impact that any mistake can have here. For Keen, shoving out the bot wave, but he's going to do so cautiously. Every wave matters, because both these teams, they're going to be poking each other, looking for mistakes, looking to play around Vision. Smash going to try play for mid wave, but Ruler there to contest him. Duro a little bit later out of base. Look at that Vision in the topside river. 3 control wards invested by GENG in the top river. Only 2 to match from T1. And Carrier has 3 wards in the pocket, though. Duro just reset his wards, too. So, neither team lacking on ammunition in that front. It's just the priority they need and the safety they need to be able to walk in and clear the other team's vision. It's very hard to get. Chovy making a stance in the river. I think it's harder for T1 to walk into GENG's comp than it is for GENG to walk into T1's comp. I think the reason for that is because of the threat of the Thresh. Thresh, as an agent for both creating engages and both finding picks, is extremely solid. And Duro has shown to be very valuable on it, very good at playing it, very good at using everything it has to create picks and to find engages in team fights that potentially shouldn't exist. 54 seconds until another option on objectives gets opened up, potentially an easier one to take. I think both teams would rather fight a Drake than an Atacon here, because the stakes are less game losing. GENG's the one with the priority, though. Map has got their name painted all over it. They're able to catch the top wave. Look how far up they can catch the top wave here. And it's going to be Ruler. He's being hand-fed many waves. Duro has that Thresh Lantern. Should things get a little bit too hot, but I don't think they are. Ruler feels happy. Feels comfortable. Walking around the map. Hovered by 3 members of the team. Protect the president is GENG's agenda. That's their MO. And it's going pretty well for them so far. Keen, where are you, mate? Ooh, Rift Herald. Okay, GENG won the fight. Did they think they've hooked the real one? No, they haven't. Rift Herald used in mid here, and the flash forward from Duro forces out Doran's flash. Sparring Despair lands on top of him. The fight does dissipate, though. Nothing coming of it. Faking now on the left side. Trying to get something done, but Dragon now up and available. So Ruler starts it. The only threat here is that you are playing against T1, and they are known to trade objectives very, very fast, and that is what they're threatening here. They're walking into the topside river. They're going off vision. Ruler thinks it's happening. They think T1's going for Atacon. But are they going to walk headfirst into a trap that T1 are setting? Because they don't have time to go Atacon. T1 know that. GENG have not seen Owner on vision, but I don't think the trap is lethal enough. I think Keen, a little bit too tanky to go down in the waiting arms of T1. Duro with the first wayward hook of the game that I've noticed so far. There's a ward on midwave. Shows where Ruler is. Going to get swept immediately, eaten up, gobbled by the ADC, who now has a 419 gold lead, 1.1 thousand gold lead in mid. Those are 2 numbers that are not insubstantial. I was telling you the numbers before. They were insubstantial. 60 gold lead, who cares? 32 gold lead, who cares? 500 gold lead, that's when we start to care. That's when we start to have a little bit more damage, be a bit closer to that next item spike. You see, Ruler's already on his 3rd item. Smash is going to have it next reset, and that's a big deal. Just means the tempo is slightly stronger for Ruler. It means that GENG can push a little faster. Threaten Atacon right now. T1 can't really do much to match that. And it's the exact same build, by the way, for both ADCs. I don't know if you noticed that. It makes it very easy to keep track who's ahead. Canyon wants this blue buff. Oop, smite it away. Yoink. That's mine. First time all game we've seen Canyon come out on the winning end of that. Azona has had his number a little bit. Now Keen on the bot side. Sneaking around the jungle. Saying hi. Checking out where the raptors are. Finds a bunch of corpses. That'd be disturbing. Catching the bot wave. Priority on bot, priority on top. This is GENG's favorite thing. This is the game state they love. Now they're going to do the same thing we saw them do last game, where they start to suffocate T1 out of vision. They start to take away all of the sight that T1 have over the objective, over their own jungle. And they start to play with T1's mind. They start to be like, are we doing Atacon? Are we not doing Atacon? Are we doing Baron? Are we not doing Baron? Because that's on the agenda in 30 seconds. Baron's going to spawn. And then, not having priority Baron into Atacon is a game-losing combo. You immediately lose the game. We saw it last game. GenG, they got Baron into Atacon, and they just win the game. That's what's going to happen. The next big team fight leads to Baron, leads to Atacon. That is what is going to happen. So it's about being strong right now. That is what matters. Gold leads, negligible, if items not going to come from it. And that's what I mean, is that now Smash has had enough time to reset and get the IE, both Smash and Ruler, on the exact same items, the exact same build. The only slight difference is that Smash has 5% more attack speed as Canyon. What are you doing? A little bit aggressive. They're going to start up Atacon GenG because they see Doran on bot. And Keen's going to TP in first. He just got bot priority. Duro wants a hook. T1, do they know that they're on a timer here? But GenG actually pull off it. It's a flash forward Cyclone from Ona. Tries to find the engage angle. They're trying to find Ruler. And they're going to succeed. Smash in the backline doing all the damage in the world. All the damage necessary to win the fight. He takes out both carries of GenG. They both go down in flames. Zeri sparks them up, and now T1, they're going to take Atacon, they're going to take Baron, potentially going to take the game here. Smash found the angle. It was Ona's engage, it was scuffed, it didn't look good, it wasn't clean. But Smash, you give him a piece, he'll make a puzzle. It's crazy. Take a look at this engage yet again. Ona forces it very hard there, flashes on Ruler, and T1 have one target in mind, and it's that Jinx. And it's all Smash. Watch how he plays this. He connects with the backline. He connects with Chovy. He connects with Ruler, and they're both gone. Once you take out Chovy, you take out Ruler. GenG's comp is just a bunch of big fellas. Is what I was talking about. You got Thresh. He does nothing. Udyr does nothing. Lee Sin doesn't do anything. And T1 understand that perfectly. Execution on GenG's comp is way too hard to play. And T1, when they got summoners up, particularly when Smash has Flash and Cleanse up, he's going to carry the fight just like that. And look at KK Koma right there. He knows. He knows he's found something special in this ADC player. And Gumayushi just sat up in his chair. I'll tell you that much. If he's watching at home. It's not something you want to see your replacement do. Potentially he sunk down in his chair. T1. Are they going to beat GenG domestically? Is that what I'm looking at? It would be extremely surprising. I'm telling you, that was not what I predicted in this series. Canyon doing the same play he did before, but there's a hook on the Cycloning Wukong right there. Keen is this time in the backline, and GenG playing a much more standard front to back, and it's looking much, much better. Although the only person to die is actually Keen, because Voracious Atacon... Well, actually, no, not a single Voracious Atacon went down, because T1 are just that much more strong than GenG are. Great lance into safety there for Chovy, and that's an equalizer on top of the heads of GenG. Trying to make something happen here, T1, because they know that even if they screw it up, they have they have the respawn. They have that Atacon respawn, so nothing matters. Yet again, Smash able to create some opportunity there. That time was the back of Doran's engage. But he's always there to follow up. He always does the damage. Now he has that Quicksilver Sash, so when he doesn't have Cleanse, he's still going to be hard to kill. You got to time his Cleanse, his Flash, and his QSS, and Smash, he's shown he's good enough to know how to use all three. You take a look at this engage yet again. The Cyclone is hooked there. They try to call the target of the Wukong, but Keen. T1 turned their eyes on him and one-shot him. The fight looks so bad. Ruler's damage was massive. Chovy was hitting everyone with everything, but then Faker turns it around, lands the W on Chovy, overextends. And I thought it was done there when that landing comes through, but there's the equalizer. Look at that. Doran has Flash over the wall. And check out how Smash follows up on this. They're all lined up, and Smash just 3 Qs. 2 kills. Down they go. Like dominoes. GenG. And by the way, if Atacon wasn't in play, that fight would have been good for GenG, because that's shutdowns. That would have been Smash's shutdown. So GenG would be happy with that, but they're not. They're not happy with that because Smash got more gold. Now look at the gold lead. T1 sitting at a 5.8k gold lead, coming off a 2k gold deficit. It's a 7k gold swing in this power play. And T1 looking great. Potentially the best form I've seen them in since Worlds. Look at Ona's KD right there. The damage dealt is all fake though. Right? You can have the most damage in the world, Ruler and Chovy. It's all about the kills. It's all about who wins in the fight. And Smash has had the impact. That damage has resulted in Ruler dying. It's resulted in Chovy dying. And that's what matters. Zona looking for an engage there on Canyon. Trying to get something done. Trying to get aggressive with it. Press the lead they have. GenG. Floundering around. gasping for air as T1. They're not pulling the punches. Top tower now next on the agenda after they've just taken mid-tier 2. And Owner, he's trying to get aggressive, looking for the flank. Has Cyclone, has Flash. Ruler doesn't have Flash himself, so he has to be so careful. There's the equalizer on Chovy's head. Spiraling Despair to try and make some space for him as Faker's on the receiving end of Duro's hook. But all this damage is meaningless if it's not connecting with Smash. There's some damage connecting with Smash. QW from Chovy on Smash's head. Takes him down to about half. Immediately redemption back up by Carrier, who's not known for his Enchanter supports, but he's looking very good on this one, that's for sure. Lulu Jinx. What meta are we in? That's Owner yet again. Look at how aggressive he is. I've said it 3 times now in the past minute, but it cannot be reiterated enough how insanely aggressively Owner's playing. Canyon looked for an insect there, but he didn't land and instead forced to kick Faker away from his team. As Smash is trying to 1v1 Keen in top, and he's winning it pretty hard. Now there's a 3,000 gold lead on the ADC, and I've got to say, I didn't think I'd be saying this about this series. Ruler's getting ADC diffed by Smash. By an Academy T1 Academy player. This is not Gumayusi. This guy's not an established name in the league. He's just talented. He's just extremely, extremely talented. And that's what we're seeing here, ladies and gentlemen. We are seeing the birth of something rare. The real question is, if you're Gumayusi, are you ever coming back at this point? Because Smashes, I mean, he's playing really well. T1, the coaching staff got to be evaluating their options. I gotta say, this one looks pretty good. I wouldn't blame him. If we're gonna see a lot more Smash over the next couple of weeks, next couple of months, Keen. Ooh, I don't think he saw Faker. Tries to tap the W. Not gonna get any value with that. Walks it off to Keen. It's top wave contested. Chovy gonna grab it. Still, the only consistent force in Gen G right now is Chovy, right? 716 gold lead in the mid lane. 300 farm. Going at 10 CS per minute. Ruler actually doing 11 CS per minute. So they are consistent. They are playing strong. If they would be strong if this is a solo queue game. But the thing is that they're playing against Zeri, who has 2,600 gold up on Ruler right now. 2,600 gold. A fully half of Gen G's gold deficit is just in the ADC, which is the single worst place for it to be. Ooh, Owner getting hooked there. But he has the Guardian Angel, so Gen G don't want to commit everything to killing him. The only person they do that for, realistically, is Smash. The whole comp of T1 designed to protect him, though. It's going to be so hard to find that angle. But if they do, Gen G, they can clean up a fight. If they get first blood in the fight, Ruler with 4 items is going to do enough damage to anybody. Keen wants to make space for his team as the Dragon spawning in 30 seconds. Baron just respawned. Gen G not out of this game yet. Gold lead is big for T1, but Gen G's will to fight for it is bigger as Chovy going to be caught out by Owner there. But yet again, there's the Lantern to peel him back to safety. Keen's in the backline, but Smash tries to find the same engage. There's a redemption. Healing him back to full. There's a cleanse. There's a Mikhail's and there's a Mercurial Scimitar within 3 seconds of each other. Smash is impossible to stop him moving, but he used Flash and Cleanse. They used Lulu's Flash and Heal. They used Lulu's ultimate, and then they used Zeri's ultimate there. So T1 use a lot of resources for absolutely nothing, apart from Chovy to TP. And now Gen G, they understand that they have the resource advantage. Ruler, big grin on his face. He's got double sums for the next fight. Got ultimate. Thresh has his own box. Lee Sin has the Dragon's Rage. And T1 have to walk into a Gen G that are trying to do the thing that T1 do to other teams. They're trying to do a T1 Baron here, Gen G. All 5 members of T1 alive. There is that speed increase from Carrier on the rest of the team. Baron is going to heal back up. No. What's it called? The Crown. I've forgotten what the thing Carrier used is called. Shirelia's Battle Song. That's what it's called. There's that Shirelia's from Carrier. Smash is going to start up the Dragon. This is the 3rd Dragon. This game is turning into an absolute banger, ladies and gentlemen. 3rd game in the series, and it's living up to it. Smash making right on his namesake. He's smashing Gen G, that's for sure. But he did get a little bit overzealous. Potentially that's that. New blood in him. He doesn't have the same grizzled, relentless consistency that Ruler has. He has that spark in him. He looks a little bit like Jackie Love. He goes very hard. But it does lead to him making a play like that where he used Carrier's Mikhail's, his own Mercurial Scimitar, Cleanse, Flash, Carrier's Flash, and Carrier's Heal, and Carrier's Ultimate for absolutely nothing. And that's not a play you want to see your ADC make. Does it matter in the context of the game? A little bit. We'll see if T1 get punished for that. We'll see if Smash's Flash is punished here, as Canyon looks to be the man to do it. We know he's good enough to land those insects. We've seen him do it before. We've seen a beautiful insect on Smash, a game-winning one potentially in the bot lane. But Ona doesn't want to give him the space to do it. Wants to make that engage first. Wants to use that Cyclone to get aggressive on the backline. It's T1. Destroy that mid wave and walk towards Baron. Okay, Grip tightens on it, closing in. Forcing GenG out of the jungle. Section by section. But GenG don't want to give it up. Keen contest in the mid wave. Canyon found his way into River and Ruler's there to back him up. Still prodding each other, these teams, looking for any mistake. And Chovy's the one to make it, I do believe, there as the Cyclone. Actually, he's peeled very well by his teammates. Yet again, Chovy playing on his limits. And Ona not respecting that fact. Now no Cyclone for the team fight. T1 utilizing a lot of cooldowns. They're investing so much and they're getting nothing in return. GenG give nothing that you don't take from them. Smash. Not on vision for either team, though. There's no wards in River for T1, so they didn't see that GenG, all 5 members are there. Smash was fairly aggressively positioned, but he knows his own limits. That's for sure. We've seen him use them to great effect many times. They're on vision, GenG, in that bush. No control ward there. It's not swept. And this battle could last some time. 2 minutes, 50 seconds until the next dragon spawns. So it's time to sit back. It's time to relax. Grab a drink. Game's not going to get intense yet. Got 2 minutes, 50 seconds. They're going to prod around each other. They're going to do this dance. It's unlikely to see anyone make a major mistake. What is likely is that T1 will have priority on the waves. That's going to happen. But we're also about to see Ruler finish his last item here. That's about to happen. There's no reason he's waiting for base unless we're about to... Excuse me, that was extremely weird. Unless you're about to see an LDR acquired. And now we're at the point where gold doesn't matter anymore. Both ADCs, they're full build, and there's only so much gold, that you can spend in League of Legends. And acquiring a bank doesn't help you. The gold that Smash has over on Ruler, definitely sitting in his bank right now. I don't think there's much more Smash can acquire. He's got his Elixir. He's got his upgraded tier 3 boots. So any more gold is fully negligible. Ruler needs 500 more, and then he's at maximum capacity. And a Jinx at maximum capacity, doesn't matter how many kills she has. She could be 0 and 12. She'll still be able to carry the game. Particularly when the nameplate is Ruler. I've got to say, I have faith in GenG in this situation. In this position, I don't know if they're going to win. But if there was a team to do it, if I had to pick a team to fight for my life in this situation, I'd pick GenG. That's for sure. But it's still tough. It's not saying it's easy. Because as much as gold on the ADC doesn't matter, gold on the jungler does. Gold on the top does. Gold on the support definitely does. And every single one of those metrics, T1 is winning. The only one slightly in favor of GenG is mid, but what does it matter when Galio just builds tank items in the first place? He's not realistically looking to get strong and one-shot you. There's that gold difference graph. The thing is, the later in the game we get, as I've just been saying, the lead will mean less and less. 40 seconds until the dragon. That's when this is going to get crazy. That's when this is going to get important for GenG to sit up, for GenG to step up, and for Smash to make a crucial error. Everything is back for both teams. Azona trying to bait something out from GenG there, trying to bait a small mistake. Has the Cyclone, has the Flash, and I gotta say, it's gonna be so hard for GenG to play this fight versus a full suite of utility from T1. Chovy might be caught out there. Smash trying to find him, and he's landing absolutely every shot that he possibly can. Flash forward, he's trying to get the kill. The Equalizer does exactly that, and Smash is the man to find the angle. Not T1, not Ona, not Faker, it's Smash. Yet again. putting the team on his back, saying, I'm going to make the engage. If you guys won't do it for me, I will find the man of the day. And Chovy goes down just like that. 0 damage done in the team fight compared to 5,000 for Smash. And now Drake firmly on the menu for T1. They can go take it at their leisure. 37 seconds until Chovy respawns. Ruler with no duo carry to back him up. And Doran flashes forwards, trying to take out Canyon as well, trying to take out the jungler. There's Faker's flash, and Ruler with no summoner spells left is burnt to a crisp by Doran. Now Keen, the only member left of GENG, who had a fighting chance in doing anything in this fight. Also surrounded by all 5 members. Kicked to the ground and finished off. Just Canyon. With anything to do here. Can he make something happen? I don't think he can. Ladies and gentlemen, we might be looking at a 2-1 victory for T1 in a fairly convincing manner. They prodded around each other. They poked and prodded until something broke, and that thing that broke was Smash's patience. It wasn't even GENG making a mistake. It was Smash going, all right, that's it. I've had enough. Time to end it. And my God, did they do exactly that. GENG torn to pieces in that team fight by T1, who take the series 2-1 there. Congratulations to them, honestly. Gumayusi has to be vomiting. Gumayusi will be absolutely vomiting everywhere. That is terrifying. Who is this man? And where the hell has Smash been for the past 3 years of T1? That is a player. I'm going to take a break.